just got cut out. We live. We live. We live.
We live. What's up, y'all?
Live,
Yes,
pop up
sir.
on them.
Live.
We got a special guest in the
Episode-
building.
Special guest.
What's
Oh,
up?
yo,
What's up?
man.
Skrilla booming.
All right. Let them know.
Yes. I'm here.
All right. Yeah.
What's
so
up, y'all?
today we got a lot of couple things to talk about. Couple things. So we definitely got a four person point of view today. One of our many special guests that are going to be coming up.
Facts.
Feel me? So, I'm trying to think what we should start with. A couple of things. All right, let's start with some of these. I guess the shootings, because that's like, that's big news, but at this point, that's like small news. So
That's fact.
so
Shit crazy.
right.
Yeah,
So
that's
there's
very
been
minor nowadays.
very minor. So there's been two shootings recently. They were actually ironically kind of back to back. I think they were only like a day or two apart. One was in South Carolina, and the other one was in an area called Bryant, Texas. So the first one, I believe 5 people actually died, including the shooter, which I'm going to get into who the shooter was. And the second one in Texas, I think 1 person died and about 3 or 4 people were just injured. They caught the Texas guy today. He was alive. He's in custody. Ironically, I think we might have a photo of him. He looks kind of similar to the guy that did the Colorado one. That was like Boulder. Yeah, he looked kind of similar to that guy. But what's interesting about these shootings is that the shooting the one I'm talking about in South Carolina was actually done by an ex-NFL player, ex-football player, Philip Adams. So I didn't really get too much details. I saw I read an interview with his dad where his dad was kind of saying that he actually blames football, which is
That's CTE, boy.
Yeah. Which is
CTE.
actually what I'm gonna get y'all's opinion on in a little bit, but actually let me get your opinion on that first. Start with Clay. It seems there's been a lot, not even just recently, but in the whole past couple of years, especially that we've had social media going crazy, that we see NFL players getting a lot of crazy things, especially violent outbursts or just like weird bipolar kind of stuff, whether it be abusive towards their spouse or their kids. I forget the one NFL player, the one that was like quote unquote abusing his son. He would like beat him in his testicles with Adrian. What's his name?
Adrian Peterson.
Adrian Peterson.
Yeah, and then the list goes on and on. We can say it for a while.
Ray Rice.
Ray Rice, yeah. So Clay, yeah. So what do you think? Do you think that this is definitely a football thing? And if so, do you think it's more so based on their attitudes and their demeanor and stuff like that, or actual physical trauma from playing football that's shaking their heads up? What do you think?
I think it's both, but it's more so, from the physical damage that they're having, to their head every time they're practicing and even playing. So But also you got to take into the account when you're in a football locker room, even, all that built up testosterone, all that, that built up adrenaline, especially from working out all the time and having that ego to want to go out there and dominate. That mentality is sometimes something that sticks with them mentally, even when they're not playing football. And that's where the aggression, could be, you said could be said to be led from, you know what I'm saying? Like, so you kind of got to blame both. It's the environment, but definitely more so the actual physical abuse that they're having. And we've seen movies like, with that movie with Will Smith, like that was a really powerful movie where
I think it was called like Concussion or something. I don't know. I think I forgot what it was called.
Something like that. I think
I know what you're talking about. Yeah.
But where he played like the doctor who was really trying to like, figure things out. And that whole time, we've all seen this before where NFL brings up this as far as the protocols for the helmets, if helmets should be, made safer. So this way players don't have to worry about things like this, which it should be strongly considered because look what the fuck is happening, you know what I mean?
Yeah. So so he killed, I definitely agree with what you're saying. He killed 5 other people and then himself, if I'm not mistaken. I might have to fact check that, but I know 2 of the people he killed was a local doctor and his wife. And ironically,
it was 5 people.
5 people, right? Okay, cool.
Yeah.
And the
including
doctor,
2 children.
Oh, wow, he killed 2 children?
Yeah,
and
he wounded a 6th person.
Before I get too confused, we're talking. So Philip Adams did this. Texas shooting is separate. Separate.
The Texas thing is separate.
Yeah, Texas dude is separate. Philip Adams did South Carolina.
Yo, what's up with nowadays, boy? Like,
bro, and it's crazy because it seems like COVID ended and everyone, you know what I'm saying? Like,
but I think those are 2 different things, though.
2 right.
The one in Texas was like a random shooting kind of thing. Right?
Yeah, but this is what I'm trying to get to with you guys is like, is this okay? Which is what I was getting to. The 2 of the people, from what I read, the only 2 people that he killed that even had any kind of actual connection to him was the doctor and his wife, because the doctor, they said, is a neighborhood doctor that treated him before for whatever. I don't know, maybe he just saw him for a checkup or whatever. But other than that, it seems pretty random. So would we not? Why can't we classify this? Yeah, go ahead. Yeah, go sure.
Okay. Well, one of the things I wonder is if it's really just a random thing, because clearly he had a connection to this doctor. So who knows? Maybe something happened. Who knows what? Maybe he feels like the doctor messed up his body or something like that.
But explain the 2 children and the 3 other,
Yeah, and the 2 children, were they his kids? Or someone else?
I'm guessing it was the doctor's kids. That's my guess. And if it was, granted, I'm not saying that makes it make sense. Not at all. This is definitely thing, but I don't think that it's just because of football. I think it's deeper than that. It goes down to even people not being able to manage their lives. Because if you look up certain articles about it, it talks about how he was struggling to find work. He was trying to make it to an NFL team. He couldn't get it. So he probably got so desperate because he was so used to living how he was living when he was doing well, or however he was doing in the NFL. I'm not sure because I never heard of it until this happened.
Yeah, me too. I feel like I never even really heard about it.
But maybe there's people who more so know football. Maybe they know him. He's
definitely he's probably like 3rd string or some shit. Like,
I don't know if you guys ever seen that ESPN documentary Broke, but it breaks down a lot of things about how these athletes end up losing all the money that they have. Right. Like when they tell you they're making like 20-30 million or something like that, usually what they're really pulling away with is half of that. And then half of that they're spending on their family. Half they're spending to look good, and then whatever they do with the rest, then it's done. So all this contributes, I think.
So just really quick, So just really quick, my bad. I just want to clarify who he killed.
Right.
So it says, according to police, he went to the home of the physician, killed him and his wife.
Right.
Killed their 2 grandchildren. He killed their 2 grandchildren, a 9-year-old and a 5-year-old.
What?
And then the 5th person was just a technician who was working at the house, and he killed that man too.
And then he took his own life.
And then he had to stand
off with the police.
They said there was a 6th person who just got wounded. So
maybe that was
maybe that was the maintenance person.
Oh yeah, maybe. Another 38-year-old man who was flown to a hospital and fighting for his life.
All right, so with that being said, what Skrilla's saying kind of makes more sense because it seems like this definitely has something to do with this doctor, and he went to this house to confront him about something maybe, but I'm wondering what kind of beef could you have with your local physician like that.
I'm thinking like,
Oh,
bro.
hold
I'm
on.
putting.
See this here? Hold on. Let me read this here. Before he killed 5 people, including 2 children, and critically wounded a 6th person, Adams, 32, who shot and killed himself several hours after his rampage, had seemed adrift since he last played NFL football almost 6 years ago, friends and associates said. He remained close to home, caring for his mother, Phyllis, a former high school teacher who became a paraplegic after a car accident a decade ago. So basically, they're saying he was staying around the kid. Maybe a lot of his money went to that. Maybe that doctor was caring for his mom, and maybe something happened with that. You see what I'm saying? Maybe it could be something like that.
That's possible.
Yeah,
it could be,
possible.
but either way, I'm glad that they're taking his body in to examine it for possible CTE because
I feel like every time they do that,
bro, listen,
right.
nah, but
It
listen,
still don't
though.
sound right to me.
Nah, listen.
You want to know
Though.
why you can't blame that? Because here's why, right? If it was the CTE, then this kind of thing would be happening with every NFL player.
But
everybody's
it's happening.
different.
It's happening
Everybody's
to.
different.
Nah, it's happening to a lot though. It really is happening to a lot.
And it's happened a lot. Some
Bro,
talk about more than others.
look at, bro.
It's happened quite a bit, but not a lot. I don't credit it just
not this specifically. So let me ask you this: Would you compare this? Would you compare this or say this is similar to the Chris Benoit situation?
Yes and no. In certain ways, yes, but in certain ways,
but
so then you don't think mental health? So y'all don't think mental health has anything at all?
I think so. I think so.
It does.
I think it has.
Well, it does play a part into it, but there's always that substance that will throw somebody over the edge to actually do it.
And let me be more exact and say, it's not that I'm saying that football has nothing to do with it, because I think the culture of football and how football is, like, I don't know if you guys ever knew football players when you was in high school. I know EJ did.
Yeah.
But
we all knew some.
They're a little different. You know what I'm saying? I'm just put it that way. You know what I'm saying? They're usually more on like the tough side, like in more like macho-ish for the most part. And then on top of that, football is a very dangerous game. Like the hit of a linebacker hitting somebody, especially at the professional level, it's probably like the same force as a car hit. You at about 20 miles per hour.
Yeah, because the fucking linebacker can run a 4.5 and shit for real.
You see what I'm saying? That's what I'm saying.
And that's why for me it's kind of similar to the Chris Benoit, because it's like I feel like this wrestlers go through the same head shaking. You constantly getting flipped, thrown, and all
Chris Benoit's finishing move was the diving head.
He literally jumped off of like 10 feet in the air. You know what I'm saying?
But you got it. But there was also steroids involved with Chris Benoit. So
and that was another.
I do believe. So check this out. I do believe
was a football player. There might have been steroids involved with him too.
I don't think steroids. Maybe some like drugs.
It could play a part.
Some kind of drugs.
It could play a part. Yeah.
But what I'm.
No, let Don go. Yeah.
What I was gonna say is I think CTE plays a heavy role, especially when it comes to football players. Like any sport that uses head contact, even like
boxing,
soccer, boxing. You know what I'm saying? It like if you look at, I watch documentaries, even the Michael Hernandez situation. They checked his brain, and this man had freaking OD CTE. Did I say?
Yeah, I remember.
Michael
Hernandez.
My bad. Aaron Hernandez.
I watched that too, and you could tell he also was not right.
Bro, he was not right. And I know, like,
here's the thing.
I've been in contact with football players.
I think he was already not right before football.
All right, that's what I was. Okay, so that's what I was gonna say. That's what I was gonna get into.
Yeah.
Now, if you're a little off already, just what I'm saying, just a tad bit. That football it's gonna take you over. You know what I'm saying? So that's why you don't see it too much with other players in the NFL, because the other players in the NFL they still already mentally stable. They probably got knocked a little bit, but they you know what I'm saying. A lot of them are already mentally stable. So if you're already there, boy, that CT is gonna push you over the edge.
But see, I think that goes to show that's the multitude of factors, because it's kind of like this, right? Let's say like you're on a cruise ship and you sprain your ankle the first day of the cruise. The whole ship breaks down and you end up in the water out in sea. You're sitting on like one of the little lifesaver things. Now think about all these factors: sprained foot in the middle of the ocean on a lifeboat, and then a shark starts coming towards you. Now the pressure you're feeling inside, it's not because of one of these things. It's all those things together. You see. So some people might look at that.
Like I said, I don't feel like, but emotionally, my point though is like this: everybody in life has multiple issues, has multiple things they're going through, and it's a very low percentage that take out a gun and shoot multiple people. A 5-year-old, a 9-year-old, a technician. I'm not blaming that. You know what I'm saying? That's why I said there has to be something specific connection between people like him, Chris Benoit, people like Ray Rice beating his girl. Like there gotta be some brain thing, bro.
That's what I think. Yes, mental some brain thing, and then also there's probably like some kind of childhood trauma or some kind of trauma early in their life. Because usually that's how people end up being.
Sometimes that plays a role too. That's a fact.
Yeah. Everything plays a role, but like I said, I don't know. That's sports thing.
There's just like one thing building up on top of each other that makes their whole mental state just get worse and worse and worse.
Right. And so real quick, because we took a little bit of time on that, but I also wanted to get y'all's opinion on. So this is, we with this and the guy that did whatever you want to call that, the Capitol, the attack. I don't think I really call that an attack. I think he was just kind of messed up in the brain off of stuff he was reading and took action. But it seems like black people are kind of starting to, participate in some of these things here. I've been seeing online, I've been reading a lot of stuff, and people are starting to say, that is getting underplayed because some of these things are getting underplayed or, not getting as much attention because they were done by black guys. So I want to get y'all's opinion on. I think it's a little bit. Me personally, I think it's a little bit too early.
It's too early
to be acting like. If we're counting score here or taking score, white people are severely past us as far as.
Well, if we're going to
shootings.
be honest, there are certain things that when they're done by certain kinds of people are more. How to put it? It's more eye catching on the news and whatnot, which is why they use it. Because there's just every time somebody see white dudes shooting up something, like, oh, there they go again. There go them white boys shooting up the school. Same thing.
But that's why I think it makes it interesting that, especially this Phillip Adam thing. But I'm leaning towards that being way more of a mental / football thing compared to these other guys that are just kind of like.
If Phillip Adams went and shot up the local mall in his area, then that would be like, all right, he was on that, But something about his case seemed more personal.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Phillip Adams' situation is clearly that's going to be a situation where you could tell that doctor. I don't know what that man did to bring this on him, but
I feel like it has something to do with his mom.
I wouldn't be surprised.
There's always more to the story that we'll never know. So
especially since he killed himself.
Don't count on it. It might come out soon.
Yeah, you never know.
Who knows?
Yeah, they could like text. 2 weeks. Yeah, because when stuff like this happens, they take all your computer, your phone, all that, and go through everything, see what your mindset's been at. But yeah, so Clay, real quick, let me get your opinion on that. Like what I was saying, as far as like this crime is going up, and it seems like black people are starting to participate. Do you think it's because COVID's ending, everyone's going crazy, or you think it's the internet and all this stuff with like that's been happening the past?
I think there's so much. Yeah, I'm just without saying like what I've heard, I'm gonna just say like there's so much information out in the world, like the fact that you literally don't have to run to a specialist for every little thing. You can just Google something before thinking of, oh, maybe I should go see a specialist. Like just the fact that there's so much information out there, people are fucking themselves up in the brain mentally by believing some of this information out there without looking up credible sources and doing their own research. Some people are going through a lot of financial issues. Maybe they didn't get a stimulus. Maybe they fucked up their banking situation or whatever in the past because of X, Y, and Z. And because of it, maybe they didn't get a stimulus even though they were supposed to get one. I know people in them situations, you feel me? So like, there's just so many different factors in life right now, especially a lot of negatives, you know what I'm saying? Still battling with COVID and shit like that, even though things are getting a little bit better. It's a mental health thing, you know what I'm saying? And at this point, survival of the
spiritual
fittest.
Survival of the fittest.
And it's a spiritual thing too, but again, survival of the fittest at this point. Who's gonna survive by being the strongest, not just physically, but mentally, because there's a lot of shit going on in this world, and you could either turn yourself into it or just like know what to keep you know what I'm saying, what to keep around you so you can keep pushing, because
turn yourself above it.
Yeah, people losing themselves.
Of course, this all relates to gun violence. Don, real quick, your opinion. So based off of this happening, or some of these things that have happened, and coincidentally, almost simultaneously while the Texas situation was going on, the president got on TV and, of course, denounced gun violence and the easy, quote unquote, access to guns that we have here in America. And he set up a couple of rules, or not rules, but changed a couple of things he claims that are going to help. It wasn't really anything in my opinion. I think one of them was that they're really trying to get rid of these custom guns that people are making that are like unregistered, which is damn near impossible when you really think about it.
Yeah, that ain't going nowhere.
Yeah, so
I mean, I've heard motherfuckers 3D printing guns, so
yeah, too. So that falls into that category.
Bullets,
yeah, I figured
the gunpowder.
So and Don, your opinion real quick. What you think about the gun violence? Do you think that anything that this could be done about this, or you think they might as well just leave it alone and let us ride this one out? Because
it's tough, man. But like, yeah, there definitely something definitely needs to be done. Something, you know what I'm saying? That they need to put something in place that's gonna help out with these situations. You know what I mean? Whether it's tougher laws on getting the guns, or maybe deeper background checks, maybe a mental test before you get a gun, or something. You know what I'm saying? Like, something needs to go down because too much of this crap is happening, bro. Like, you know what I mean?
I got an idea.
What's the idea?
Look. Okay, well,
I just feel like it's gonna be so crazy,
right? We've been discussing this thing for so long, right?
Uh-huh.
Now, if the defensive plan ain't working, you need to change your offensive plan. You know what I'm saying? If you can't stop them from scoring, you need to start scoring on them. So here's what I say:
everybody get a gun.
You know what I'm saying? Not everybody get a gun, but some kind of program needs to be instilled where we have the majority of our civilians. It's like you get an extra bonus. Like, say you get like an extra $500 a month, like the government rewards you for it. You basically become like basically a sheriff of not a sheriff, but like a deputy or a bounty hunter, maybe, kind of thing, somewhere between that, right? But basically you get an extra bit of money and you have this license because you underwent very rigorous, very tedious amount of mental testing to see if you're like a capable person. On top
you
of
know,
that,
police officer, nigga?
No, not a cop. You know what I'm saying?
I see what he's saying. Basically, just add more to the process to make it more tedious to get a gun.
Neighborhood watch.
A program.
Yeah, you talking about neighborhood watch.
No, hold on. Listen. I'm talking about a program where citizens get rewarded for basically being a person that's licensed to stop these situations. You see what I'm saying? So they get an extra $500 a month, and then if you kill a public shooter,
but you see the problem with you see problems with something like that is just for the simple fact that money's involved, just like everything else.
Motherfuckers gonna be looking to shoot every chance they get.
And not just that.
Okay,
you're gonna listen. You're gonna have people going for this thing that they not prepared to get in these situations. They probably don't even believe they're truly ever gonna get in these situations. They just know they're gonna have a little extra cash in their pocket as long as they walk around strapped, knowing that they might do something.
No, well, look, it's either that or everybody get a gun.
Well, that's not. I don't think that's gonna work either. You feel me? Because
I don't know. We need more guns. To me, that's the only thing. Because less guns is not gonna help.
Listen. If they did stricter gun laws, bro. If they said, "Yo, you carry a gun and you're not supposed to, nigga, you getting life."
Here's what people are not thinking about. These guys don't strictly just want to shoot people. That just happens to be the easiest thing for them to do. If you take away the guns, they're going to start using bombs. And when they start using bombs, that's when things are going to get very scary.
My nigga, it's much, one can argue it's much. I could get, do you understand? To even say, you're talking about either buying bombs or constructing a bomb. Constructing a bomb is not easy. You damn near got to get chemists to do that shit and even get away with it. A lot of these niggas wouldn't even be willing to risk their lives to sit there and blow up in the middle of doing that shit.
But here's the other thing, right? Even some of them, if they're really trying to kill people or shoot people, they'll find some kind of way to do it.
Right, but my thing is, if you find some type of way, a lower gun situation, it's easy to take a custom weapon, go to a crowd of people, and just unleash fire.
And hold on, let's say we get rid of all the guns, right? Then you got a world where it's just straight physicality. You know what I'm saying?
But my nigga, you acting
and not a lot of niggas built like that. So we be
nigga, you acting like just like you talking like them far right people, bro. They're not talking about getting rid of all the guns. There's no way you can get rid of all the guns. Like, you're not listening to even what EJ just said. Make it more, bro. I'd have been to Florida and stood in line with somebody that got a very, very high artillery weapon in less than a couple hours by just standing in line. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, bro, you gotta if you at least make things like that not as accessible to anyone.
I don't even understand how that's accessible to the average person out there. Like, I can go out tomorrow and get me a military weapon.
Yeah, that, and it's just people stuck in their old ways. You gotta think about it. Back in the days, like way back in the days, like that's how it was. You go, you buy a gun, you stand your ground, you bear arms, you protect your property. That's how it was back in the day.
Check this out.
It's something that's
there wasn't this influx of.
And that's what I'm saying. Times have changed, and they just never changed the law. They've only constructed these little, these little tariffs around it. As far as
I said, anything. We could take a lesson from all these Xboxes and PS5s. Anything that you make super hard to get and even more expensive to get, a lot of people, they don't consider.
No, exactly. I totally agree.
So my thing is like I said, for example, the gun show, and I got nothing against the gun show. You know what I'm saying? Whatever. Especially if you live in a state where it's legal, do your thing. But if we really trying to talk about ways that could somewhat lower people getting these reckless guns, that's one of the starts.
Yeah.
Stop having gun shows in the middle of states where people be just.
That's why I don't understand why they're making it so hard to like comprehend that. That's
like that's something that's at least somewhat of a start, because right now, like I just said, you stand in line at one of those things, you can get a gun, you just licensed to get it, you don't even want it. You can go sell it for whatever to somebody else that might pay double just because you can get it and they can't. You know what I mean?
That's true. Facts.
Because there's people that sell guns privately. That's what it's one of those things. Though it's like, how can you even stop it at this point?
Like I said, if they start slamming down,
slow it down.
Or trying to slow it down.
If they start giving out life sentences and for having a illegal gun on you, ain't nobody gonna carry it. Not no 10 years, you gonna get life.
Yeah.
Ain't nobody gonna carry no guns
around. If you even get caught with one, you doing life. Like,
I don't give a fuck.
But to me, I think that's a little extra for a gun.
But listen, we got to do something. We got to do something.
Maybe like New York time. Like
this is what I was thinking. If you a street nigga and you abide by certain street rules, you a hustle, whatever, you know the risk you're taking just along with anything else you're doing. So boom, you can have that gun on you, whatever. Beyond street niggas, and when I included the street niggas, I'm talking about mafia niggas, gangsters, whatever you want to call them, all them niggas, the street, whatever. Other than street niggas and cops, and men and women in their own homes ready to protect themselves, what other people need guns on the street for? Unless you literally trying to bring harm to people.
You know the old saying.
Unless you're
better to have it and not need it.
But my thing is, the reason why we feel like that is because we got situations like this nigga going in the supermarkets.
Got motherfuckers who be having it.
Yeah, so if we can get the guns at least out of the hands of them crazy people. What happens
when we enforce these laws, or let's hypothetically say, if we were to enforce these laws and hypothetically nothing changed, then what should be done? Say if that was.
Well, I mean, if that's obviously that's the if, but you can say that for anything. That's a very open hypothetical, and I would argue that it's very hard to believe that absolutely nothing. But what we're saying is there has to be a start. There has to be some sort of start. You have to try. We can't just all be like, let's just keep watching people die by buying ice cream and waffles. Like that's crazy, bro. There has to be a start where it's like.
The other option can be kind of like a reverse where like we focus more on mental health within public schools. You know what I'm saying? Because public schools should have like the same way there's a guidance counselor, there should be a therapist that kids can go and talk to.
I think guidance counselors are
guidance counselor is technically the therapist, but they just don't ever enforce it as that because the guidance counselor want to do nothing.
Some of them are just bro, trust me, just because like the high school that people like us went to was in some high schools, the guidance counselor is a licensed therapist.
But that's what I'm saying. Every high school, because if mental health of people was focused on from the time when they were younger, it probably kind of would lead to people not getting like that when they're older. Sometimes it'd be high school that really messes a lot of people up, you know, because look at how many school shootings, the whole school shooting thing started, or the whole public shooting thing started at high schools.
Maybe they should do a therapy class in every high school. That should be a class. That should be a therapy
like
class.
I said, there's classes like this in high school. You know what I'm saying? I feel like, but again, these are things I don't think. Like you mentioned things since high school, like for example, Columbine. That's probably one of the first, especially our generation, first school shootings we remember.
Yeah.
I ain't trying to put nobody in a box, but look at those. If we can remember what those kids look like, them look like kids that would have sat in a damn therapy class and paid attention or give a shit what they was hearing. That's you know what I'm saying?
Because at that point it was probably too late. You see what I'm saying?
But then we bring the question of like how late is too late? How soon is too soon? Because I can if we all think really hard.
Therapy from the point
I could think of behavior of certain students in classroom as far back as kindergarten that were acting weird, but you can't. It's hard to convince somebody like, oh, this second grader might grow up to be a murderer. You need to give him therapy.
No,
you know what I'm saying?
Like, I'm not just therapy is not just for crazy people. You know what I'm saying?
No, I get what you're saying, but you have to understand, we live in a culture where, yes, therapy is not just for crazy people, but that's the stigma. Because most people, once you even say, oh, you're in therapy, people are like, oh, you're in therapy. What's up with you?
And
like,
and 9 times out of 10, the people who do that are crazy themselves. The one who's like, oh, what's up?
We're all a little crazy.
They be the crazy.
So
that's what I'm saying. So if people had access to these kinds of resources from the time they was younger, it would probably shorten. That can probably do more to shorten these things. Having more mentally healthy people that doesn't decide, oh man, I can't get girls, I'm gonna go shoot up my school. Oh man, kids is bullying me, I'm gonna go shoot them up. You know what I'm saying? Like these are not accurate forms of thinking. This is not proper problem solving. And that's not the way you're supposed to do things.
That's true.
So to me, that all these things, you have to look at the root.
No, facts. And not for nothing, a lot of times shit like that be happening because school didn't have a good guidance counselor or someone for the kids to talk to, for them to really feel like they can confide.
That what you just said, that was the bottom line. Someone for the kids to talk to.
And also,
there's a lot of kids that don't even have that in their home.
And that's boom. That's what I was about to say too.
And then
like,
that too, yeah.
That's where it really needs to start. You know what I'm saying? Like, because at the end of the day, whatever can happen at school, but a kid is going home to their parents. You know what I'm saying?
So all these are all multi-layered issues that if you solve the piece of the puzzle in another place, it would have a chain reaction in all the other places. You know, because all these things that we've been talking about, if you notice, finances, economics, mental health, all of them play a role in all of them. All these same issues could be solved with the same medicine. Yeah,
some type of mental thing. Yeah. So basically, like the same thing with the Texas shooting. I don't know what the story is with this guy yet. They just caught him. So we're definitely gonna, just like keep an eye on them two situations.
Facts.
I guarantee you by the next time we talk, it might be a whole nother shooting or two.
I think more stuff is gonna come out.
I hope
so
not.
much, bro. Hey, listen.
I hope not.
Yeah, you hope not. But
my CNN app be going crazy, and I'm like, yo, is this normal? I don't know if it's because of like I just got CNN or on Twitter that I'm subscribed that I'm following CNN. But I'm seeing.
And you don't notice it's like and then you don't notice it's like a trend now on Twitter where like or on Instagram people's posting up the post where it's like it's been 0 days since there was a shooting in America, and it's like, bro, it's like almost every day it's like a fucking shooting.
Not to interrupt you, but listen, I understand people like to be aware of these things, but it comes to a point where you like focusing on it too much, man. Okay, I'm a firm believer that people need to like recalibrate their minds and focus on what it is that they meant to do. And a lot of these things, everything is about like, vibes and energy, right? Be aware of these things, but don't soak yourself into them. A lot of people soak themselves into all this stuff they see on the news. And it starts to run their life there and drive them crazy on the inside.
That's basically what happened with that Capitol kid. He was reading a bunch of Muslim stuff, and then he went into that situation. So
same thing that happened with the insurrection.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Same thing at the Capitol.
Too deep into what they seeing through screens.
But again, this is a whole. We got to move on. But this is because we could have a whole episode on this. But is it really people's fault? Or I mean, it is people's fault because you choose to get into what you choose to get into on the internet.
No, because people don't have nothing going.
Is it people's fault, or is it that like this stuff is there? It's so in your face on the internet, and if you're not seeing it, you could close your computer, you're gonna see it on TV. You close your TV, you're gonna see it on your phone.
Which
you
is
go
why
outside,
you don't even have to focus. You know what I mean?
You don't gotta focus. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. That's where it falls on the person.
Ain't got nothing going on. Because there's times when I'm driving on the highway, right? And
everyone is not you, bro. We can't. This ain't a show where we compare ourselves to. We say, "Oh, me."
But this is something
you gotta look at it as
about people and how people are, right? You'll be driving on the highway. There'll be a whole bunch of traffic, and on the side of the road, when you get to what's going on. Sometimes it's a crash, and that makes sense. You have to slow and move on the way. But half the time, it's just somebody that got pulled over. So everybody's just going and looking and looking.
Again, that's a stupid comparison because everything is not a mere accident on the road. We're talking about a supermarket where 10 people lost their lives because somebody walked in and shot somebody, bro. Yeah, so you can't make all these small, minuscule comparisons.
Yeah, but either way, yo, Jay, all this stuff. Yeah, I know, but either way, Jay got to mediate the show, and we got to move on. We've been on this topic for a minute. So
So anyway, let's move on. Let's talk about we got a situation with Kodak and Southside. This situation has been developing. I don't even understand if they match up or if they have something to do with each other. But to me, it looks like it does, and I'm sure to the police it does as well. But so the situation with Kodak Black, he got shot at. We spoke recently about the situation with him and young Miami, aka Carisha Browning.
Well, you just said Carisha.
So Carisha Browning and Kodak, which clearly had some sort of relationship or situation, I don't know. But in the past, she was in a music video of his. He was very much infatuated with her. He made this very clear. Then he went to prison. I assume things fell apart when he went to prison. He got out of prison. He's been mentioning her, and Southside is not like this. And recently, a couple of days ago, Kodak Black's entourage, I guess you can call it, got shot at. I believe they said like 30 bullets or 30 times, I think is what I said. No, what I read.
They shot the wrong car.
Yeah, and I think one of his security guards definitely got shot. I don't know if he died. I don't think he died.
No, he didn't die, but he did get popped.
Yeah. He got shot, but he's alive. And right now, Southside's being investigated, from what I read earlier this morning.
Oh, for real?
Southside. Yeah.
Where's the investigation?
There's been an investigation on Southside, which I mean,
it makes sense, though.
It makes 100% sense.
Dead, bro.
And we was literally just talking about this. So
yeah, you know what I mean.
Oh my god.
Developing story allegedly.
Okay.
Bro, if this nigga Southside like really put that together, bro, like.
And that's what I was thinking.
It wasn't Southside.
Stupid as hell. But I don't think it was Southside.
Because a lot of people don't understand. I'm trying to say this without saying it. Boy, he said himself
say
on the
that
slide.
shit,
He explained
boy.
himself.
Say that shit.
Kodak Black he very much really is involved with certain activities within Broward County.
Street
shit. You know what I'm saying? Not even just him, but the people around him. Because he has certain friends. One of the dudes next to him, I ain't gonna point out which one. I'm point out certain things. But one of them, from what I heard, is actually about what Kodak claims that guy is about. You see what I'm saying? Like he's truly a shooter. You know, so
sniper.
When you have certain people next to you, whatever things they're doing, you're attracting that too. You see? Because say if that shooter is working for, let's say it's not Kodak, let's say it's some rapper named Black Camera, right? Let's say a shooter working for some rapper named Black Camera, right? If something happens to you because of the shooter, you're gonna be thinking like, okay, I know that's his man's. I know he's the one that's probably funding him and why he even have all them guns to come shooting at us in the first place. So we have to deal with the both of them. You see? Because that could have been him in a car, maybe his homeboy, his girl, anybody could have been in that car, whatever car it was that they shot. You see
either that or they was just trying to send a message. It could have been that too.
That too, yes.
I truly, to be honest, I don't think I feel like Southside would have to be very, very stupid to especially that.
I don't think it's not Southside.
You know what I'm saying? I don't think it was Southside. Yeah. But I do see why the police think it was Southside, and I think why I can see why anybody else might think it was Southside because he made it very clear in that video. You know what I'm saying? Like he was harmed.
Kodak, he made it very clear that he doesn't want Southside getting no points for that.
But you see what
he did say that.
And you see the fact that
go ahead, Clay.
I was gonna say the fact that he was on the live talking shit, saying that he wishes harm on him. Not that he has to literally call up a nigga and be like, "Yo, send this hit." Anybody who's influenced by him who saw that would be like, "Yo, I fuck with that nigga. I'm gonna go do that shit."
Yeah. And that's technically what I was about to say because I'm like,
or it could be somebody that knows him.
Listen, say you Kodak. My thing is like, how do you, or not even Kodak? Let's say any street nigga that's on the street and get shot at by other street niggas.
Camera Black.
How do you know exactly who it was? Unless they told you, yo, this was so and so. Like while they driving off, how do you? But like for example, Kodak.
Street dudes know who they got beef.
You can have like, so let's say you have, which normally is the case. If you're a street dude, you probably might have like 4, 5, 6 different people. Because like you said, for example, Kodak, whatever, we all know exactly what he's involved in, but he's obviously involved in some real street shit. So he got that whole side of people, whoever involved in that could be after him. And then he clearly knows recently he's upset Southside in the past week. So me now, I'm Kodak. I'll be like, damn, I don't know who the fuck that was. That could have been Southside or you know.
I'm saying them niggas could have seen Southside's live and took advantage.
Oh, yeah, it could even be people influenced by Southside.
I mean, these are the things that happen.
Like how you said, how you went and said like, oh, you know, he was like, which I know is true that he said like, oh, I don't want Southside to get no credit for that. I feel like that's some shit they be doing just because they don't want people to say, "Oh, my enemy got one on me." You know what I'm saying? because I don't think Kodak Black really knows who shot at him. I don't think he knows.
After that, he was making the point. He's like, "Listen, I really be in these streets." Like he was really like,
I saw the live, but what does that mean to me? That's all a bunch of ad libs. That's the same shit he says in his song. What does that mean to me? We know you be in the streets.
No, what happened is
what he means by is that he's saying that it was like a street situation that has.
Of course it was, but and here's my question.
Yeah.
If it was Southside, does that not make it a street situation still?
It would, but it wouldn't because it has to do with the music industry and whatnot.
Does it really? Because as the extent that it has to do with the extent that it has to do.
Y'all know what year we in?
Yeah,
music and street shit has clearly been mixed up, bro. Because
but that's kind of what I'm saying.
The
only reason why it even connects is because these niggas have to hop on Instagram or whatever social media to say
it's strictly
exactly.
I think that's what he's basically trying to say.
And I agree with you. I think that is what he's trying to say. But my argument is that he don't know that. I feel like he.
I mean, that's true.
I think he was there. He pretty much was masking like his fear, bro. Like because like
that's exactly like he was really shook.
You get shot up, yeah, bro. Like hold up, like who the fuck shot at me? Like and he trying to act like oh blah blah blah. Like my thing with street niggas like that in those situations is like, bro, you're trying to act like you're tough, but don't you know that in that situation, if you get killed, you're the idiot. You're the idiot.
That's how street dudes operate.
You feel me? Like
it don't make no sense.
Like he's trying to like, oh, that nigga ain't shoot at me, man. I'm really in street shit, my nigga. You know what I'm saying? Like, bro, and what happens in the month? That's what I'm saying.
The contradictions don't make no sense. It's like
so
niggas
stupid.
I'm really in the streets. It's like, yo, I'm in the streets. You think niggas would have shot at me? Like, yeah, nigga. If you were in the streets, clearly niggas would shoot at you. Like it's like every time some type of shooting happens with these niggas, they try to brush it off like, yo, that wouldn't happen to me. But then they turn on the song and tell you that they be in the streets.
No, I don't think he meant it in a way of saying
in their songs, I ain't hard to find.
Yeah.
But then we get like when they get found.
Then niggas find them. They're like, you think a nigga could have found me and shot at me?
Nigga found me. I camouflage in these streets.
What I noticed though to be the true issue here though is these are the things that result when you start living a Tupacian lifestyle and just start saying F everybody, start saying what you want. Because
in Kodak's defense, I don't think Kodak was saying F nobody, and I think what's his name is
quite a bit of people. You know what I'm saying? When you really look it through his whole.
What would you call disrespect? What was like? What like?
The Lauren London thing.
I don't call that disrespect, my nigga. Let me ask you something. And this is a question I got for all three of y'all. Let me ask y'all this. Do y'all think something? And again, wait. Did he said the Lauren London thing in a live, right? Like on Instagram live. He didn't put it in like a song.
He's basically saying that like since Nipsey dead now that he's willing to comfort her. You know.
Yeah, right. So now, I can almost guarantee you how much niggas, both famous and non-famous, just like us, how either they themselves have a homeboy who said the same damn thing right when Nipsey Hussle died. Is Kodak any more disrespectful just because he said it on a live on his live? If he went on a song, say he made a whole song called Lauren London, then I'd be like, all right, you wild. You know what I'm saying?
It's one thing when you do it like that because he made it public. That's the difference. You see what I'm saying? He made it a public thing and he did it at a sensitive time.
He was in his live. Because if I bring up something right now in this thing and you say something, can I get mad and say, he said he was on his live. Somebody said something about the situation and he said, man, I would love to. Yes, I would love to come comfort that young lady right now. You know what I'm saying?
Say whatever you want, but whatever consequences come upon you. Bro. You know what I'm saying? Whatever consequences come upon you, because different people feel different ways about different things. I agree with y'all. I don't think it was that serious, but that's me. Them dudes out in Cali, maybe they might feel a little different. You see what I'm saying? People out
let
here.
Me ask you this: Do you think that it do you think certain things are justifiable in the way that you retaliated? Like, for example, let's say Southside was the dude who orchestrated this I guess attempt at Kodak Black's life. Do you think that he was justified doing that based on this situation being over Young Miami?
Well, in my personal belief, revenge is not worthwhile. From what I
revenge, because technically, like I said, nigga ain't really doing that to him. It's like he felt disrespected, so it's like, okay, you disrespect me, I'm gonna come at you. I feel like nigga, if you do that over certain things, it's like
because, like I said, Southside do be in Florida nowadays, so you never know. You know what I mean?
Listen, and you know what? This kind of reminds me of that time that Chief Keef got shot at in New York, and niggas was like, 6ix9ine orchestrated that, and niggas was like,
he did, and he truly did. Remember?
And I didn't believe that at first. Everybody's like,
I didn't believe that.
I'm not gonna make no claims.
Exactly.
It might come out and say Southside was.
That's why I was like that, and that's what I was thinking. I was like, damn, bro, it might
when it comes.
Because even I was thinking like, how hard would it have been for Southside to even be like, all right, call up some, because it happened in Tallahassee, I think. And he like call up some dudes in Tallahassee and be like, yo, don't kill him. You know what I'm saying? But send a couple.
Send him a message.
Send him a message. Yeah.
If you've been observing Southside lately, he's kind of had certain things.
He seems very angry.
Yeah, because it was just a hell of a week for him apparently. Because that went on the whole thing with his dad.
Why with his dad?
Yeah, his dad was.
Did his dad like make a song about it?
Made a song,
His dad is a singer? His dad's a rapper?
His dad's a rapper.
Music?
That's
I found that out recently too.
The fuck is his dad?
His dad saying,
who the fuck is his dad?
According to him, he said he didn't know his dad at all, according to him. But you could tell they have some kind of like strained relationship. There's certain things you can see in people's eyes when they're talking about it.
All right, but wait, but who is this man's father? Is he somebody?
He's a random guy. He's a random old dude who raps his trash.
Nobody knows his rap name. Little Bo Peep. Nobody knows.
I think he used Southside's beat too. I think he got extra disrespect.
So he dissed him on his own beat?
Nah, he calls himself. He calls himself something 808 Mafia. Something 808.
That's what I wanted to know. Is he Northside?
He has 808 Mafia.
He should have called himself that Northside.
Well, Northside, boy.
Bro,
north side and the north face.
Yeah, so especially learning this, which I had no clue of. It seems like this has definitely been a week for.
That's what I'm saying. So maybe that could have contributed to it. To me, I don't think he did it. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, yeah, I don't think. Like I said, even though we joking about shit, but I truly don't think he. Not because I think he's soft or something, but I would hope in his mind it wasn't that serious. You know what I mean?
But you gotta remember, these niggas are idiots, bro. Like sometimes,
and that's what keeps coming in the back of my mind. Sometimes you gotta be like, these niggas
are dumb. For real though.
Because bro, it's like.
We can't be sending slugs at each other over.
Bro, just like Clay said, bro, this life is about survival of the fittest, bro. Like some of these niggas don't be trying to survive, bro. And it's like
it's not even just that the survival of the fittest, right? You have to remember, like Shakespeare be saying, I bring this up quite a bit to people. The world is a stage. And there's certain people that when they develop a certain character, they want to keep it up and they don't want it to break for nothing.
That's true. That's true.
That's why you have certain people that want to keep up their gangster character. The people
it's at least reasonable when your character is attacked. Oh, no, I guess. All right, so let me ask this, EJ. You the only one of us that has kids. So let me ask you this, right? You're obviously with the mother of your child, but let's say you wasn't, and you had a baby mama, and like, you know, some other rapper, some dude who he has no relationship with her or nothing, but he's just mentioning her like repeatedly, and he's clearly. Would you think that's disrespect? Like, would you be like, okay, he disrespecting me, or would you feel more he disrespecting her?
You know what? Now that you put it in that perspective, I'm thinking it's more of like disrespecting him. You know what I'm saying? Like, yeah,
like Southside's taking it as like, he trying me.
Yeah, he's trying me. You know what I'm saying? So now that we say that.
No, I got that. But
no. To be honest, it kind of slipped my fucking head, bro. Like, I just be,
it's a big woman. You know what I'm saying?
Sometimes I just be thinking these niggas just look like lost their brains. Yeah, they're just fucking crazy, bro. But now that you say that, like, yeah,
I don't think for example, the way Kodak is coming at her, right? I don't think he thinking of Southside. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't think he even
and that's why I said
it's the same thing with the Lauren London thing. He wasn't caring.
Exactly. Okay, so check this out. Like
niggas with the Young M.A. thing. You know?
Niggas like Southside are dumb enough to really take so much disrespect to that, like to where like, I gotta do something.
If you
gotta do something to this nigga.
Southside and his character, you start to understand. Not to understand, but it makes sense as to how this happened. You see, because basically, when I seen him react like that, I wasn't surprised.
Is he really from the streets, like the hood? Like, I know he's probably from the hood. I know he's from the hood, but is he like a street nigga? Like,
I don't know. I'm not gonna grade his street card or nothing like that. I
don't know. You don't know
this nigga gets an A+.
I ain't no street dude. You know what I'm saying? I don't know what studios I'm gonna end up in. I don't want South. That video you talk about.
Heard you said I'm soft, nigga.
So my daddy Northside, huh? You know what I'm saying?
My daddy Northside, huh, nigga?
That wasn't me.
Let me see what they saying in the chat. So Sean Berg said, in what context is he mentioning her? Negatively or trying to get with her? All right, and he kind of said it more of, that's more so what I was trying to say. Because if
Easter in Miami,
he was more so mentioning her like, and again, there's certain ways how dudes will mention women where you're like, all right, that's a little. I feel like every time I heard him talking about her, it's like he really want this girl, like he love her, like you know what I'm saying, like
that's where the disrespect comes in, though.
But is that disrespect? I feel like if you calling her, she's a single woman, bro, she's single, and again, we have a video where she's in a video with Kodak, she's kissing him, blah blah blah. He was somewhat involved with him. I remember there was a point he would be on live, she'd be in the crib with him and stuff like that. I'm pretty sure there was someone involved. So my thing is,
everything I was just thinking, I didn't know she's single, truly single. She's not doing anything with Southside. No one.
Yeah, nigga.
Yeah, baby. She's his big mama. But
just as BM. That's boom.
And but see here the thing, cause Clown, you from New York. You don't know how the Southern baby mama.
That's what I was telling him last week.
I know how Southern baby fathers give it up, but at the end of the day, nigga, if that's your BM, there's always gonna be the husband.
They get the highest honor.
There's always gonna be a husband. There's always gonna be a boyfriend, husband, something, nigga. And you just a baby father.
Oh yeah, he knows that, but at the same time. But see, with Southern dudes with their baby mama, usually it's like they the one that has first dib. Like to them, that's like their main lady, second lady, and they supposed to be.
But my thing is, if she, you know how they be saying like, bro, if she choosing,
yeah.
Bro, listen, these niggas don't. These niggas really don't care.
Happy I choose elsewhere, let her be happy. If she ain't want to choose elsewhere, then she choose you when she ready, nigga. Wait your turn.
That is true.
Bro, listen.
The way Southside is getting upset, though, maybe he is still involved with her on that kind of level.
Bro, listen.
That is true.
I'm not jacking her.
Upset like that.
That's where she comes in, because then she should come out and say something and be like, oh,
maybe she don't want to get involved. You know what I'm saying? Or maybe she's trying to handle it again.
Listen, she probably can't stop him because this nigga, bro. I'm telling you, I guess it's an ego thing, bro.
Yeah,
like this nigga,
it's an ego thing.
You know what I'm saying? Like
Southside's a very outburst kind of person.
Like, it's an ego thing. So a nigga try semi-try your baby mama or whatever it is. You know what I'm saying? Like he gonna be like, oh, nah, this nigga got it. You know what I'm saying? He disrespecting me. I just know it's an ego thing. You know what I'm saying? It's some idiotic ego thing.
Energies meeting up, no?
Niggas will do crash dummy shit for their baby mama only because of ego. And they'll fucking go out there, maybe kill somebody or get killed like for ego, bro.
Again, to me, it's a question more of like, what do I consider disrespect? Because again, to me personally,
and why do you consider it disrespect?
Yeah, why I'm only considering disrespect if she's coming on TV every day on her Instagram or whatever and saying, "Oh, Kodak, leave me alone. Kodak bothering me," and you keep pushing it, pressing it, then I'm like, "All right, bro, you tripping."
Yeah.
But if she ain't saying nothing, and she ain't calling me saying like, "Oh, get this nigga off me" or nothing, like, what am I pressing you for, bro?
I think Southside about to drop an album soon.
Yeah, maybe that's what it is. Who knows?
And it could be that. Yeah.
So we gonna keep it pushing, but that situation definitely had me wondering, like, what like, you know, was it worth it? Was it that deep? If
clout tokens.
Yeah, true.
Clout tokens.
For me, I ain't gonna cap to you. If I was Southside, I'd be like, well, obviously for legal reasons, this would be dumb. But I'd be like, yeah, nigga, I told you to stop talking about Carisha Brown.
There's ways you can say that.
We got him right here.
That's what I'm saying. There's ways you
kind of like Faithy got on and says that, man, you might miss Eastern Miami next year.
Word.
Like something like that.
The cops watching Southside right now, boy.
That kind of stuff at all. But I'm just saying.
But if I was him, like if I was that kind of nigga and I was Southside, I would be selling out. Especially even if it wasn't me, I'd be like, "Ooh, perfect opportunity for me to sell out." You know what I'm saying? Like.
Bro, it would be a perfect opportunity, but like you said, the cops are watching them right now. Trouble watching them and investigating at this point. So
very intensively.
Yeah. So he said, I believe he said he called him a fuck nigga. And you know,
listen, I want to say this right now while we're live, bro. If Southside is really any a part of this, bro, he has to be like, we're gonna move him up to the top 5 dumbest niggas alive, bro. I just want to say that if he has
the streets is gonna move the top 5 realists.
Yeah,
that's true.
Yeah, that's the funny thing. Like,
funny shit about it too. I was just gonna say that.
That's what I was thinking right when this nigga said
bro. As soon as he said it, but the crazy thing is, a nigga would do it just to be like, yeah, I'm a real nigga.
Oh my God.
Yeah, I'm a real nigga. Fuck it, I go to jail. Throw away the key.
You have to understand though. This is all planned. Been in the rap game, producing for these dudes for like the past 10, 15 years, right? All these dudes like Gucci Mane, he's seen all how everything that happened to get them more popular and on and people respecting them more. He's recently said that he's retired from producing, and apparently he's trying to start taking rapping more seriously. You see what I'm saying? So all this would be the perfect transition for him to have street cred and all of that. You know
That's what I'm saying. I'm surprised, other than for legal reasons, I'm surprised he's not using this as a perfect opportunity to start just like selling out. Because I'd be like,
maybe he gonna rap about it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, true. You know,
maybe not going, but who shot your car?
And I'd be thinking too, niggas could have told
what Pooh Shiesty did. You know,
maybe he could do it. Maybe he is a little smart, and you know what I'm saying. Like he actually really did it, and
that get him back in blood. When people found out about the actual event, more people started to like the song and go listen to it. Oh my God! People like when there's reality behind these records.
That's facts. That's facts. That is facts.
And rappers about to just start killing each other, bro. Straight up, it's all shooting each other.
Just might.
Let's keep moving. Though. We gotta get to the grand finale. But so real quick before we get to like the last thing, we're gonna give a little quick update on what's been going on with this trial situation. I don't know if any. I know Clay. I know you've been checking it out. We kind of been,
man.
I've been in and out.
Each other
popping in and out.
It's a fact. Yo, I know you watch. Yo, tell me you watched the trial today. It was a good day watching it today.
Boy, no, I ain't watching today.
Good, particularly. Well, what part today would you say was
when the woman with the pink blazer?
The lady. Okay.
Whoo, she got the defense tight today, boy. That shit was beautiful.
Today. This week was definitely a good week for the prosecution.
It was a good week in general, yeah.
They basically got damn near almost every paramedic and medical examiner in Minnesota to admit that man did not die from a drug overdose. Several of them said straight up that they did the examination through and through. One guy even said, like, just to not be biased, I didn't watch any of the footage before I did my autopsy. I just was told there was a dead body. I did the autopsy and this nigga died of asphyxiation. he was choked to death. So that's definitely gonna wrap it up
on the neck.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying. But the thing
I don't know if you know anything about your neck. It's pretty sensitive.
Yeah, that's which ironically, that's kind of what they got very specifically into this whole entire week. They spent a lot of time
especially
just talking
today.
about,
especially yesterday and today. Yeah,
and
that's the main point.
Right, and so and which this week is the end of the week for witnesses for the prosecution, which means next week we're going to see straight defense witnesses, which I'm sure will be tough to watch for a lot of people because I'm gonna be pissed off. I can only imagine the witnesses that they're going to use to defend this guy and like how they're
be like, listen,
paid actors.
He was on drugs.
Yeah, but again, that's the funny thing because I wonder how the prosecution has done such a good job of backing up everything they're saying with medical proof or scientific proof, or
I feel like they're gonna try to go an angle of saying if it wasn't for what he was on, he wouldn't have gotten to the situation like in the first place.
But again, like I said, if you're watching the trial, you would know that's what they've been trying to do. But if you multiple times they put the point that the situation doesn't matter, because remember, Chauvin is not on trial for bad police work. He's not on trial for doing his job poorly. He's on trial for murder, for killing somebody, and they're treating it just as if you were to walk in somebody's house and stab him.
Which happened because he was doing his job poorly.
Right, but like I said, the way court proceedings work, they don't care about. They want to know once
strictly about the murder and if he's the cause.
Because they only even played the tape of the other stuff on like the first couple of days. The whole last week of this week, they just start the tape from him getting his knee on his neck. So
on his neck,
so it's like that's what they focus on, and I'm just curious to see how what the defense or who they're going to use to counter what the prosecution did, scientific or factually. Like, how are they going to get people to say, "Oh, those 10 scientists and medical people, they were all fucking wrong"? How are you going to get people to say that?
That's
like
true.
That one pathologist that you had, the one that won the award, every 10 years, he was wrong. Fuck that nigga. You know what the fuck he talk about.
When you have a mountain that big, the best thing to do is to kind of go around it. So they're probably just going to try to avoid that whole thing because you can't refute that. Especially if that many of them say,
that's what
they can't go that angle anymore.
But then, which is what's making me wonder then, like, what other angle to prove to the jury, like, okay, this man did not, because it's down pat that he physically did it, that he did it, that was what happened.
Very hard to think of some other way that Derek Chauvin had nothing to do with how he died, because
bro, it's gotten so deep. I'm starting to think, especially if they do convict him and he gets any kind of serious time, I'm starting to think even the mother niggas might be. I know they're at home watching like, because if this nigga goes to prison, they might too. Because all the medical examiners, everyone they brought on to testify, they all very much also say that the other 3 officers being on his back and his leg and his feet also did not help. That this contributed to him. Because remember, this is like with that much people pressing on you, it's like if someone were to just take a big thing and just press it down.
And it's stopping your
blood pressing down a mattress.
You can't. You're not breathing nowhere. Your blood stops flowing. All that.
Blood,
Bro, like they one of the, I think yesterday it was, they had one of the pathologists or whatever even put on signify the exact moment where he stopped like breathing. You know what I mean? Like
he knew the time stamp and all that.
Nigga time stamped exactly. Like, see right there? That's when he died. That's when he stopped breathing.
He's like that was his last breath.
That's exactly what
I've been telling people you can see him die on the camera.
Oh yeah, definitely. I'm sticking to my,
after that last mama, that was it.
Yeah, I'm sticking to my prediction that he's gonna get manslaughter.
Yeah, I feel like it's good at the very least.
Yeah. That's what I'm going with. And if the defense is smart in any way, they're gonna go with, like, ways to lessen that sentence. They're not gonna try and fight it, because they fight it, they're gonna look stupid. They just gonna have to find ways to lessen that sentence for that boy, because you know what I'm saying?
At this point,
it's OV for that nigga.
That's why I'm very intrigued to see who they gonna call to the stand. Because no funny, I feel like every day somebody gonna be up there looking stupid, and I might have to cut their ass every day. Now look on this idiot boy top, but they might have a bad day, and that's why I'm putting me fine.
That's what I'm saying. You feel me? That's the route they're gonna have to go. You feel me? Like,
I was having a bad day. I had my coffee.
They're at the point where they're really reaching, because I remember even today they were at the point where the defense, because it seemed like the defense, he just has this one lawyer, while the prosecution, they have there's a black guy, this white lady. They got like 4. George Floyd got like 8 lawyers, and then Derek Chauvin got one man.
He got one.
Derek Chauvin got one nigga. That man, my man's getting gray hairs every day. This man's getting stressed. Today he was trying to stretch it. He made a comparison, because remember when they had George on the floor, he was in what's called the prone position.
Yeah,
he was questioning the pathologist lady today, and he's trying to get her to admit or compare.
Oh no, she was a forensic scientist, one of the forensic
whatever
scientists.
She was. He basically tried to get her to compare the position and the situation George Floyd was in, so that don't chiropractors also always put people in the prone position? And like immediately after he leaves the stand, the black lawyer guy who's the prosecution gets up and he asks the lady, he's like, "Ma'am, was George Floyd a chiropractor? Like this dude, does this the defense asks so many?
Yeah, it was Derek Chauvin.
Yeah, Derek Chauvin. Yeah, he said, was Derek Chauvin a chiropractor in this situation? No. The defense has tried in so much ways in the past couple of days to relate this situation to situations that just it's like
that shit don't make sense. Yeah.
Don't make sense to the point you could tell Derek Chauvin got to be saying to his lawyer like, "Nigga, what is you doing, bro? Like what?"
And I forgot what the lady. I forgot
what did you do. That's
for real. But I forgot what the scientist was saying to him after one of those stupid ass questions, and she was ripping him like so bad, like making him look stupid because she kept like telling him like, stop switching up my words type shit, and to the point where the judge had to be like, yo, listen, just answer the question.
And that's another thing I noticed he'll do. He'll like someone will say a fact because when they get up there, they'll question them, make them go through their whole history and everything, and they say like, I did 5 years at Harvard or whatever, right? He'll get on the stand and be like, "So you said you did 7 years at Harvard, right?" And the person will be like, "No, 4, nigga. Like about 5." Yeah, and then be like, "Nigga, why are you trying to trick me with something that I would know of my own self?" Like it makes no sense.
You really have to think about what kind of lawyer would actually take that case still for him. You see what I'm saying?
That's what I was this in a has it been? I guess it has to be more about
probably
the money.
Just trying to raise his profile from the attention of the case. That's probably all this guy's trying to do because he knows this case can't be won. That's why he's probably just trying to have fun with it.
Theoretically, it could be one, but it's
like getting grayer. He trying.
He's trying, bro. And like I said,
like I said, the best thing for the defense to do is do things to lessen that sentence that he's gonna get. You feel me?
Yeah.
I'm sticking to manslaughter, bro. I mean, if they give him murder, so be it. But like, I'm sticking to manslaughter. You know what I'm saying? Because that, for me, like in the public, that's what I see it as, bro. Like manslaughter.
And you gotta think if he gets him manslaughter, that makes him look good as a lawyer. He's like, listen, this guy should have got life.
Yeah. He gets
next to me, he got manslaughter.
And like I said, I think at this point, that's got to be this guy's main or what he's hanging on to because there's no way. Today they passed around. They couldn't even show these photos on TV, but today they passed around photos of George Floyd's autopsy or his dead body, like in the morgue, to the jury. So the jury saw that, and again, people of journalists that were in the courtroom said that some of the jurors, they kind of didn't want to look at it. They turned their head. You could tell they were very like disturbed. They didn't like what they were seeing. You know what I mean? Stuff like this that's not what you want if you're on the defense. You don't want the jury to sympathize with the person that was murdered because that's gonna just result in them finding you guilty of murder. You get what I'm saying? So. And Chauvin too, real quick. I know we got to move on because we got to come to a close here soon. But he's been, I don't know if he's writing his damn memoirs or he's writing a novel or something.
What the fuck this
nigga has not stopped writing, boy. No matter what happens.
That's how the nigga writing his will be or something.
I don't know what this man.
Like he's writing while
physically writing.
Like just the whole time, bro. He looking down writing. I'm like, bro, what the fuck are you taking note of, bro?
Time and bro, okay, I kid you not, but this is not an exaggeration by any means. This is no exaggeration by any means. If the court starts at 10 a.m. and the judge closes it at 5, Derek Chauvin is writing from 10 a.m. to 5 p.m.
10 to 5, facts.
Other than when they on break. My man, every time the camera pans him and his lawyer,
he's like,
dog, next week he might bust out some whole thing and just beat the case, boy.
Bro, that's what I'm thinking. Because I'm assuming at some point he's gonna take the stand. He could choose not to if he doesn't want to. But
I think I know what he's doing. I think I know what he's doing.
Writing a book?
No.
He must be writing a book.
I think he's doing something to where he's probably noting everything to where like if the case
he could try to rebut, try to appeal it.
Appeal it. Yeah, 100%. He's gonna appeal it. You know what I'm saying? He's gonna use all his notes.
One mistake.
One mistake. Any mistake they make.
Any mistake. But the main one I think he's gonna go for if he loses is that he is I don't know I forget what the proper term for it is, but it's like wrongful representation, like basically saying your attorney wasn't competent enough to defend you. And some guys they'll get an appeal for that or they'll get a retrial, but that's usually the first thing they go for because especially if they have a shitty attorney like this nigga.
You see how he's doing that?
It's a stretch to say he's shitty. Bro.
I ain't gonna say he's shitty.
He's not shitty. He's not shitty.
He had niggas shook. He had niggas shook last week, but this week's been a good week where he kind of been like looking like a little.
Y'all talking about just like this the NBA Finals?
When you watch it, that's what it's like. Because the first week is when they had the like the personal witnesses, like the 9-year-old girl that was there, like the black people. So that's when it was all like emotional. So it was more emotional, and he was more so easy to cut them people up because when you already emotional and you one-sided, it's easy to show because there was mad times the judge had to stop people or tell them or they had to like throw out what what they said. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, that black nigga was wilding.
He was wild. He was getting dumb tight. This nigga was like ready to fight. He was like, "Fine, Derek Shaw is the defend is the Because they ask you, when you snitching, they gotta ask you if the person is in the courtroom to point them out, and the person has to stand. My nigga said, "Boom!" Like is Derek Chauvin in the court? But he's like, he's right there, like he's like right there, bro. And so, like I was saying, like that's easier to cut up when you're an attorney for the defense because people's emotional. They're gonna get, you know what I mean? They're gonna keep making the jury seem that you're not trustworthy. But these pathologists, these fucking these doctors, the paramedics,
these scientists,
it's hard to trip them up, boy. They smart. Like them degrees is no joke.
All them people, they're because you're asking them all the questions they're being asked about are questions that are in a field that they're perfect at.
Yeah, exactly.
And you can tell they're honest. They just honestly like, look, this is what it is. Like,
tell you what it is. Like,
I'd have no reason to be emotionally connected to this guy. I'm not. Most of them, none of them was black. I don't even think none of them was. Well, a couple of the cop niggas was black, like 2 or 3.
Yeah, a couple of the cops, but the scientists and stuff. Yeah, they all been.
Yeah,
white.
they were all white. They're all like all white people. Yeah. They're most white. Yeah. So definitely interesting. The trial, I think it's supposed to be a 4-week trial. This was the second or third week.
That's the second week.
I would hate to be the jury on that trial.
Oh yeah, especially
there's moments. They get paid for it though.
They get paid, but it ain't crazy guap, bro. If you know anybody that been on them jury trials, and sometimes like if you have a job, they make you like you have to tell your job like I'm not working. And you don't
that's
get
what
paid.
I'm saying. You gotta be there. Like you know what I'm saying. Like
you gotta be there.
Like on some 8 to whatever time shit.
They got 8:15. They got to show up at 8:15. They get sworn in by about 8:30.
Pay people more.
Yeah, they should. For ones like this, they should.
Yeah. For a national trial, boy, I'll be like, yo, let me get my coin, boy. Let me,
It'd be 8:00 in the morning, and you could tell they don't show you the jury on TV, obviously for obvious reasons, but you don't see the jury. But you can tell they got to be there half asleep, bro. Because especially when the scientists people be there, they just be going on. They go on for about a good 10 minutes about their whole history, their diploma, how they went to school.
And then they got to explain what their job is, how they know what their job is.
I can only imagine sitting there at 8:00 in the morning and you just in the jury box and you just sitting there like, bro, I'm not trying to hear this. The first week with the emotional, with the people, like I'm pretty sure they was kind of like, oh, like lit. But this week they're probably just struggling to stay awake because
But listen, 10 a.m. every blood clot morning, for watch it.
Yeah, try to watch it.
I'm gonna put it on
10 a.m.
Try to watch it.
For real. Don't watch First Take. Watch that.
Word. At least for now.
Yeah, at least for now. You know what I'm saying?
All right. So last thing that we obviously got to get into, man, is today is obviously a sad day, for hip hop, for the rap world and stuff like that. We gonna talk about we're gonna try to keep it down like 10 minutes or so. I don't know how, but we're gonna try to talk about DMX. RIP to DMX, man. Everybody, I ain't gonna explain DMX. I don't even feel like I should explain DMX because if you don't know what the fuck he is or what, then you don't deserve to know.
You could just cancel the video now.
You're gonna learn this week.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? So, and that's another thing we're gonna get into, because we're gonna get into the after love, which comes in after people die, you know what I'm saying? And how that relates to the
people outside of White Plains Hospital, they was getting ready. They knew.
Yeah, they knew, and that's
that's it.
And that's what I'm saying. Like, the people that really know DMX knows, like, he's one of them rappers from New York that's not even like, okay, he's this big rapper. He's so and so. He's like a New York rapper. Like if you there ain't no ad nigga. If you and your niggas love
maybe
DMX,
you mean right now.
I'm not gonna say right now because I don't think there was ever DMX lost his thunder like many rappers, artists you could say. Yeah. I don't think there was no ever period of time where niggas didn't respect him, like especially his career and what he did. Just like Lil Wayne. You go already, there was a whole period of time where none of us gave a fuck about Lil Wayne. Let's not cap here. Let's not act like let's not act like we wasn't all screaming. But that don't mean like you didn't hold this certain weight to people where like if certain songs of yours came on, everybody knew like boom, like bro, this is, you know what I'm saying? Like so I'm not gonna speak for the whole rest of the world because I don't know how niggas in the South feel and niggas on the West Coast and all that, but I know definitely New York and this region up here, people are definitely feeling it because DMX was, like DMX to people up here was like, serious. And
he was only 50, bro. That shit is sad.
Only 50 too. And that's nothing we're gonna touch on his, the way he died. And
the trick daddy of New York.
Yeah,
I think he's just a legend in hip hop in general. Because you got to remember
how say he's more legendary than Trick Daddy. I say people.
Oh, definitely. But I mean, as far as what he means to New York.
Yeah, but even more. I mean, I think even more than that, bro. But just
that's what
kind of tarnished his legacy. Not really. I wouldn't even say tarnished, but like kind of just put that asterisk in it is just the drugs. You know what I'm saying? The drugs, like.
I don't think that put an asterisk in his musical legacy.
No. Just like his legacy in general. You know what I'm saying? What that you know what I'm saying? Why?
It slowed him down.
It slowed him down because like you look at somebody like Snoop Dogg. Snoop Dogg, like he not still pushing out records like that.
Perfect example. Because let's be honest, even with Snoop, musically he ain't really hit. Just like DMX,
like what Snoop
he ain't really hit musically with nothing in a while, especially nothing that was like bomb crazy.
Yeah. Yo,
but Snoop is like,
But what I want to know is back to. Just to bring it back full circle, what I want to know is what caused him really to go into the hospital, because some people are saying it's an overdose, some people are saying it was a heart attack, some people are saying it was a overdose to a heart attack.
Yes, it was cardiac arrest caused by an overdose. Just like if you, I know you've been watching the George. That's why, just like the George Short, they're trying to get them to prove that you could take so much, which is true. It can happen. You can take so much drugs to the point that your heart does go into cardiac arrest, and you die.
You go into cardiac arrest. So that makes sense. It's just that I'm noticing not every news article is posting that, and I know it's because they're trying to put respect on his name and just say, "Oh, he had a heart attack and it happened." But at the same time, it's like
I don't think you should leave the crack out of it. The crack is a big factor. You gotta put the crack in there.
Like the cardiac arrest is a big fucking part.
And I don't know if y'all seen, but a lot of people are talking about the vaccine. It has to do with it because he just took the vaccine.
That's what a couple of my homies was telling me.
His family say he just took the vaccine,
bro. I'm not biting that shit, bro.
Man, he had an overdose. His friends and family even said it. I believe some people was with him when he when he was like doing the shit, or however you take crack, you smoke it, whatever. Like, and he, you know, saying
But was it crack or was it coke? I thought it was coke.
Crack.
It was crack.
DMX was smoking crack. He been smoking crack for a while.
Well, for a while. And when you really look at his that's
what I'm saying. Smoker.
I was looking at a lot of his pictures today and stuff. You can kind of tell he's been on it for a while.
Yes.
Like, you know what I'm saying? Like he's been on it for a while. So
man, the Vince Carter crack smoking.
Yeah, man. And like Clay said, though, it's like, you know, it's the media, I feel like, out of respect, is not saying, "Oh, DMX died of crack overdose," you know, because that just makes it look like he was just a crack, you know,
and that don't give the whole story.
And you know,
and then people be like, "Why are we something that guy that overdosed on crack?"
Well, I seen some. I mean, you know, some people always have them hating ass people.
Yeah, there's some grimy people. I
saw some people say that
because they don't get what it's not about. Like, come on, there's a lot of people. Like, granted, crack is crazy, but everybody they picture crack and they think Tyrone Biggins. You know what I'm saying? That's why there's people that just kind of like laugh at the idea of somebody like doing crack. But to me, somebody doing crack is the sign that they really got issues, man.
Right. Which is funny. I'm going to ask y'all's opinion on that too, because before he died, like the days prior to past 4 or 5 days ago, I saw everybody was giving their different opinions. And I saw Funkmaster Flex saying something along the lines of like, this is, I don't know who he means by our, but he was kind of saying like, this is our fault because we didn't, I guess, help or encourage or love DMX enough to get off the dope. Hold on. Wait. Hold up. Let me get whatever Clay said though. Like I heard you saying yes synthetically. So,
fact.
What does that mean? Like, how would you say that anybody could have helped? Yeah, like how could we?
Okay. Like, and again, we don't know DMX's situation. We don't know his relationship with his family, his friends, or DMX. If they tried to help him, whatever. Right. But my nigga, if y'all knew I was on crack, right? And I was on crack for years to the point where it might have looked like I was okay. You know what I'm saying? You're going to tell me not one time we having a conversation, you're going to even say, like, yo, bro, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, you know, like you should, you know, like I just feel like there's no support.
Kind of guy that if you say, hey,
listen, my nigga, listen. Have you ever heard of an intervention, bro? Have you ever heard of intervention? I know not one person, but I know not one person is not gonna help him change. But that's what I'm saying.
They have not done that with DMX.
Yo, bro, you have to let me finish talk, man. Why you feel here with me? I said, I said, dog. Funk Flex is right. Obviously, it's not going to take just his family. Yeah, like I said, I don't know his situation with his family. His family could have probably been trying to help him his whole life, and it didn't work. But that's what I'm saying. If us as a community, a hip hop community, Funk Flex is absolutely right. If we acknowledged his problem, as you know what I'm saying, if niggas is seeing this nigga do the dope, and you know what I'm saying, because I'm not behind the scenes at these shows and these studio sessions. If niggas is actually seeing him do the dope, and they you know what I'm saying, and nobody as a real friend is like, yo, bro, like, you should get some help, or I'm gonna help you get some help. Like, and nobody took that initiative, so it's a collective initiative.
I think, like he was saying,
but I think it's assumptive to think.
And I know it's not our responsibility. It's not our responsibility, but just the fact that it's never even been a conversation. It's just always been a.
But when you say, my thing is, wait, pause. Sorry. When you say it hasn't even been a conversation, but amongst whom? Who
I'm
would
saying
be?
it hasn't been a conversation amongst the hip hop community, people who love hip
hop. Everybody knows DMX.
Now let me finish. I'm not saying the fact that he does crack. We all knew he did crack, but has anybody said, "Yo, we need to help DMX"? No, that's what I'm saying.
Like I said, I will argue. And again,
I'll never know until you try, and that's what I'm saying. It'd be one thing if I said we tried, but motherfuckers did not try.
I see what you're saying.
It's a shame.
I see what you're saying.
I don't know why everybody act like they're the biggest DMX fan, and nobody ever said like, "Oh, DMX is a dope head and he need help." You know what I'm saying?
But Claire, I get what you're saying, but my thing I'm asking you is I don't think just because nobody said that don't mean we not DMX fans. What is me just saying DMX is a dope head, he need help? That wouldn't do nothing, dog. That wouldn't do shit,
I've been addicted to drugs.
And I understand that.
Somebody told me to stop. I wasn't going to stop popping.
And I understand that, but my thing is, I understand, and it always starts with the person, but my thing is, sometimes for other people, it works to have a collective community help you.
And
it
do you really think that would have worked?
You're not going to see if that would happen. But my thing is, it's never even been a thing. That's my thing. I'm not saying it would have worked. I'm just saying it's never even been a thing. If I'm going through an addiction and I'm going through a problem and my family sees that and my friends see that and nobody even talks to me about it, knowing damn well I want help, that's fucked up.
Okay, listen to what you just said. Listen real quick. Listen to what the key thing you just said, knowing that I want help. With all my heart, clown, I understand what you're saying, but I do not think DMX is at the point where he wanted help. And that is the main, that's the first thing.
That could be very true. That's just my opinion.
Anybody that's addicted, even if you're addicted to just something like sex, until you want help with that, nobody's going to be able to stop you, bro. And I don't think DMX is at that point. Because he's been to rehab. He went to rehab, bro. He went to rehab several times.
I'm trying to point out,
again, I don't know the history. I'm just saying, you feel me?
People who are addicted to drugs, right? What people need to understand is that in their mind, they don't have a problem. So when you come, like, it would be like if I came to y'all, I was like, listen, y'all got to stop making music. To them, that's what they're doing. To them, it's like, man, this is just a part of it.
But that's the difference for DMX too. Because like I said, you have to think, there's different stages to being an addict to drugs or whatever. True. DMX was far past the stage of acknowledging it, going to try and rehab people. He was past that.
Yes.
I think he just truly loved dope. He was at the point where he's like, man, fuck it. I got money to do dope, but I'm going to do dope.
Smoking dope.
Because, for example, I'm pretty sure if you told DMX that crack rock or whatever was going to be his last crack rock, he wouldn't have smoked it. You know what I'm saying? He probably just thought it was going to be another crack high, and he was going to, for all we know, he could have got a bad batch. Look at homeboy, Matt Miller.
True.
He was smoking fentanyl crazy. He just happened to have gotten a bad batch. Same thing would look like. So... I just feel like,
here's my thing too. If we're gonna do that, we need to show love thing. Instead of screaming that out when people die, let's look at the ones who are living. You see what I'm saying?
That's my fucking point. That's his point. That's the fucking point I'm making, my nigga. Oh my God. That's literally what I'm saying. All these motherfuckers is coming out talking about their DMX fans and shit and all of this, but it's like, where was the love before that?
You know what the problem is?
That's what I'm saying.
And I've seen an interview where a guy was talking about this, right? Because there's a producer, he was very much addicted to drugs. He was a Lil Pump's producer. His name is Big Head. And basically, him in the interview, they're basically pointing out that while that could help, what that would do is kind of turn into something that people to hide. They'd be like, man, people see me doing coke, they're going to tell me to stop doing it. I got to go in the bathroom and do it. You know what I'm saying? So it turns into a thing like that.
But the nigga wasn't hiding. That's my point. The nigga wasn't hiding, bro.
Yeah, but I'm saying, say we start a campaign that we target every person that's on drugs and out of love, like just try to reach them and talk to them. Sometimes them people, they get annoyed with that because they don't like to be kind of like get told that they have a problem. I remember I was like that.
No, that is true.
Like when people come and check,
I think it's more so. I think it's more so like if you look at what Sean just said here, the thing we got too used to him being on crack, and I think that's kind of
part of it too.
We all, so especially people that we know that are whether personally or famous that are functioning, drug addicts. Yeah. We look at Whitney Houston. Everybody laughed. He conscious on crack till she died of being on crack. Like, you know what I'm saying?
That's true.
And then it was the same situation. R.I.P. Whitney. R.I.P.
In all these situations, though,
that's
there's always a stage where people try to shed light on. You know what I'm saying? And then it didn't stop nothing.
Yeah. And sometimes I think them being famous kind of works in it because we have a tendency to not take things as seriously when famous people are going through it. As
and not even that when it has longevity to it. You see what I'm saying? Because if DMX died from cracking, like after he made Y'all Gonna Make Me Lose My Mind, it would have been a much, much bigger deal. But because it happened, or not even say it happened, but because he went on like a good 15 years and he was still doing crack.
And then there was a period of time
that could function off the crack.
There was a period of time too where it looked like he was coming back And he was like, you know what I'm saying? Not coming back musically really, but like more in the public eye.
Yeah.
And you know what I mean? He was like in movies and stuff. You have like, and he would be like, he would start doing them little like you know, vlog interviews for like Hot 97 or Power 105. And
I mean, it's probably just doing that to get some money back.
No, I'm sure he was. I'm sure money, of course, is always involved with that. But as far as seeing him healthy, it seemed at that time he was getting more so to like being healthy. I even think he was like on some VH1 show, like one of them like marriage counselor shows.
Yeah, he was on that one. I did see him on that one.
Yeah, he was.
But boom, I'm glad you brought that up. Even during that, his drug use was brought up.
Yeah, it was. Yeah,
brought up.
Again, I'm not questioning.
Just that I ain't got a problem type.
But like Danielle Wright said
again,
here, I do believe he had a serious mental issue.
Yeah.
As well with the
have you listened
drugs.
to It's Dark and Hell Is Hot? Have you heard that album? He has a song where he literally talks about like raping a little girl in a certain line. Like there's all kinds of stuff in there. Not saying that that's the marker of somebody being off the wall, but I'm just saying that along. Listen to the song that he made called "Slippin'." In that song, he talks about his addiction issue.
I can't.
Yeah.
So when somebody addresses the issue in that fashion, they're still going about it. That means they're aware of the monster. It's just they're at a point where they just decide to handcuff themselves to it and say, "That's how we rock it." You know,
I feel like he just couldn't kick it.
If you listen to that album, there's a whole lot of that with DMX, where he tells you like, "Yes, I'm aware that I have problems." Like DMX is a young guy,
and that's what I like about him. He seems very like he one of the people. He's like, I know these are my problems, but you know what I mean, like
he was just the kind of type. He's like, listen, I'm not gonna box my demon. I'm gonna just hug it out until the fight's over. You know what I'm saying? And now the fight's done. And that's the way he rocked with it.
Contributing to what Clown said though, I see what Clay said, and I agree.
Yes, he's right. Yeah,
because for example, I know for a fact, I've seen it myself today. There's plenty of people that been saying, you know, RIP DMX, we love you, one of the greatest, blah, blah, blah. And I cannot tell you how many times I've been in situations personally around people where niggas might throw on a DMX song and niggas like, oh, turn that shit off. Why you listen to that old shit? That shit, blah, blah, blah.
The week before.
Before. Yeah, so to me, it's like, if you know you was on that, or you knew you was one of them people where like you endorse that kind of attitude, or you like stop. You can't be on this whole like, and people die, be like, oh, RIP.
Yeah, and that's where my anger kind of comes from too, because like also what really got me tight was when niggas was posting him dying yesterday and he didn't even die yet. I'm like,
well, that was because someone gave out an actress that knows him tweeted and said, "Oh, RP, blah blah."
Yeah, but you know what? But then what get me tight though is that you got motherfuckers promoting DMX, holding their merchandise, talking about, "Oh, RIP DMX, but go buy my fucking product." And then you got motherfuckers drawing pictures of DMX, talking about, "Yeah, RIP DMX, but hit me up for a commission though." What the fuck is wrong with y'all?
But ain't that how it be now? That's how it every time.
That shit pisses me off, bro. That shit gets me tight, my nigga.
DMX, hit me up for a commission.
And you know what? You know, so crazy. It's funny because we was literally just talking about this case on our episode today. But the first time that shit got me tight was when George Floyd passed away, bro. Because I felt like that was where I seen a lot of people trying to make bread. And with Breonna Taylor, a lot of people trying to make bread off of the situation. That shit is fucked up. Like,
but low key with them people like Breonna Taylor and George Floyd, them though, it's they family be allowing it. You know what I'm saying? Because for example,
and if they family allowing it,
Breonna Taylor was on the cover of Vanity Fair, and I'm like, seriously, like, what the fuck? This is a fashion magazine. Why the hell is Breonna Taylor? And clearly, they had to run it by her family, and they were clearly paid for it. You know what I mean?
Breonna got to be floating in the spiritual realm. I'm just saying, man, if y'all just gave me this love when I was there.
And that's the thing. It's like, bro, and again, okay, so situations like Breonna Taylor, George Floyd, at least is somewhat understandable because they weren't always famous. We didn't know they even existed until their situation.
Yeah. And they're kind of martyrs.
They're kind of symbols or martyrs for a certain, you know. When you got people like DMX, so you're like, yo, y'all niggas act like DMX just popped up out of nowhere last week, bro. Like, man,
he been.
You know what I mean?
And what also saddens me.
And what never see nobody mentioning him. Nobody mentioning him.
And the nigga has an album that's about to drop that he's been promo. Yeah, bro. He been low key like building up some anticipation. All the interviews that he's doing, he's been telling people like, yeah, I got an album. I got such. Apparently, he got a song with Pop Smoke on his album.
Damn.
Wow, you know what I'm saying? Like, not now. Look, another situation where an artist dropping an album and he ain't even gonna be here to celebrate it. So that's another thing that kind of gets me tight, man. We losing all these great people, and then you got all the fuckery going on.
No, not for nothing. I saw somebody. I think this rapper Sada Baby had tweeted something, And he was like, Lord, we said Lil Nas X, not DMX.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
I seen that elsewhere.
They wildin'. Oh, that's wild.
He said he got something with Pop Smoke.
So I'm saying I don't wish death on nobody, but it's like
that's what he said in the interview with the Drinking Champs or whatever, that Nori podcast. Yeah, DMX was on there, so I guess like a month or so.
All I can say to this situation with, you know what I'm saying, DMX is, you know what I'm saying, it's this real life, man. Your lifestyle, no matter whether it happens right away or down the line, it's gonna catch up with you. You know what I'm saying? It's unfortunate that he passed, but you know,
can I ask y'all this though? In these situations, should we look just at the thing, or should we look at the source of the thing? You know what I'm saying? Because the source of him even being like this was the life. Because like I said, if you actually listen to this man's music, bro, all the things that contributed to him having this addiction, he spills it out. And all the things that are contributing factors, the pain that he went through, the things, because you got to think of guys like him, or even say like rappers like Extentacion, they're like them edgy kind of guys who went through a whole lot of things when they were younger, and it contributed to the trauma they have. They usually have a way of spilling out all that stuff like on a rug, if you really like catch what they're saying and what they're breaking down. Yeah. So sometimes I think if we look at those things, the things that DMX was speaking on, those are the things that we have to really look at, you know, because instead of thinking like, okay, let's try to help somebody once they're on crack, what can we do to keep people away from crack in the first place?
Yeah. Oh, and I was gonna bring that up too.
We have to think.
I was gonna bring that up too, because I was mentioning Funk Flex said, you know what I'm saying, the community should do something when they see somebody's on heavy drugs and stuff like that. But that's not where you start. That's not how you fix the problem. I don't believe that. How you gonna fix the problem is changing the culture, bro. Hip hop is full of drug use and selling dope, and you know what I'm saying, they glorify that.
That leads back to the hood and the things that are glorified within the hood.
Exactly. So that shit ain't gonna. That's not how you can fix that.
Before the crack epidemic, Black America was a lot different before the crack epidemic.
Yeah, you're not gonna like. Niggas glorify this shit, bro. They glorify it. So like,
and that's the trap.
Man, niggas don't glorify crack. I don't hear nobody rapping about.
No, the culture.
The culture. I mean, and I mean just drugs in general, but
that's part of it.
Crack, I mean, niggas don't glorify crack. They be like, it's a crackhead, but
they glorify crack dealing.
People need to understand.
Be doing that crack.
People need to start acknowledging also the fact that we all know there are drugs that are A and there are drugs that are B. There's certain things like drugs like crack, heroin, crystal meth. You already know what ball game you get into with that. You know what I'm saying? And I feel like that's why certain drugs like that is not really promoted. Right now in rap, they mostly try to promote pills and weed. You know what I'm saying?
And
lean, yeah.
Stuff that's like
medical, like more so medical stuff. You know what I mean? Like crack.
Ain't nothing cool about going like this.
Yeah, my nigga, like that's why when people be on stuff like that, I'd be like, what are you even like?
Or like getting a spoon and lighting it up, and
it's like you really are, like you really want to be.
I did see.
You have to think, because if you ever see where people talk about crack, they say crack is one of that. Once you turn to that, it's hard to turn it away. They said like the kind of high that people get from their first hit, they never it's hard for them to turn away from crack.
I did see like in the comments, right? She said his weed was laced.
That is true.
That's the first time he started. His weed was laced. You know what I'm saying? So I ain't never DMX when he first the first time he smoked weed.
That's how his crack habit started.
Yeah, that when he first smoked weed, and he said it was like when he was 14 years old. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
so I ain't never smoked no crack. You know what I'm saying? So I don't know how that addiction is, but for how long is it? 14 to 50 years old? Like that's tough, bro. Like
he been doing crack.
I'm thinking in my head, like I said, I ain't never do no crack before, so I don't know how the addiction is. But in my head, I'm thinking, yo, that long and you couldn't kick that shit? Like you couldn't like stop it? You feel me?
The longer it got, the harder it probably was to kick it,
bro. Like damn, bro. God dang. That's whew.
You talking about he's been doing that. I'm 26, about to be 27. He's been doing it since I was about 3.
That's what I'm saying.
You know,
bro.
like maybe even before I was born. I'm not sure when that time was when that happened.
You're saying too, the way people functioning off of these drugs is kind of what makes you think like you don't think nothing's wrong, because like I'm thinking like, nigga, how the hell you take crack for that long and like you
I know you're seeing on Intervention though before how it shows that like people they get so used to taking the drug, eventually they're taking the drug just to like be sober. You know what I'm saying? Like it gets to like that point.
Yeah, that's the relapse is not the relapse. What do you call it?
Trust me, I'll tell y'all right now from my experiences, when you on that drug addict thing, you take it, you got different pills that do different things. when one's coming down, you got the other one to make that one go up, and I'm saying it's a whole mess. So I can only imagine that's with them drugs you call them the A drugs. I ain't never did none of them B drugs. You see what I'm saying? So them B drugs, I can only imagine what the hell that's like. You know. So
but definitely, I think there's been a lot of people that have after he died was kind of bandwagon, I guess you could say, like jumping on the,
that's gonna happen.
Yeah. So, but real quick, so what do y'all think about, like, do you think how do you ask this? Do you think that those people are less, or their feelings are less valued than people like Cleon, who's like a real DMX fan? You know what I mean? Like, do you think people that's just saying like, oh, RP DMX?
I wouldn't say their feelings are less valued, but they don't have as much authenticity. That's what I would say. Because Cleon's makes more sense because he's from Yonkers. He grew up watching this man, seeing this dude on TV who's from.
The nigga tried to holler at my mom in the supermarket, for Christ's sake.
Yeah,
like, come on, son. Like, yeah, but like, and that's what I'm saying, and that's what I'm saying too. It's like some people, it's like they just like going outside of Westchester Hospital and riding up and down Broadway with all the Rough Riders and shit. It's like niggas just looking for something to do.
Yeah, that's right. I mean, same thing with the riots and stuff happened. There were two, but I wasn't really out there.
Yeah, niggas really went out there just to get free clothes.
It's more of a connection because you got to think it's like the same way when rappers die everywhere. People from the area, because you feel more familiar with them. Like the way how Kodak Black's music sounds to people who drive between like Palm Beach and Miami, it sounds different than some kid that's living in North Dakota. You know what I'm saying? Because you have the whole vibe because you're in Florida, you're in the place that he's from. You see what I'm saying?
My thing is, I feel like there's a difference between people that like I feel like there's people that, okay, they might not, while they're alive, they might not get no love, or people might not really, listen to their music or whatever. But I feel like DMX was on a whole other thing where people would straight up like not even regard him. You get what I'm saying? Like,
because he wasn't like that Jay-Z kind of guy. And then people have this thing, like for instance, and this is another thing where I can see the Clown's point saying about it, right? Because like people have this thing where like, oh, he the guy that do crack, that's DMX. Like, you notice there's a point in time where they're just getting him involved for stuff that was like jokey and funny. Like they're more so kind of make a mockery of his character. How he was like, and like making fun of that. Like it turns to So that has to play a part in it too. Guys like Jay-Z and stuff like that, they did due diligence to make sure their image always stayed intact and that their brand was always seen as serious. Because it probably would have been a lot more different had DMX kept up with his brand, how he kept it. But he got to a point where he's like, man, I need money.
And how are you going to upkeep your brand and your image? You need a blood clot team. And that's where my point comes from. But end of the day, you can bring a horse to water, but you can't make him drink it.
Yeah. That's it. That's exactly the point. I'm pretty sure a lot of people try to bring DMX to that water of saying like, listen, this crack ain't good for you. So it's like it's the same.
It's just, and like I said, it's just for me, it's just a mix of all the fake love and shit. Everybody just saying RP DMX just to say it, and then his whole situation. I think there's people. It just rubs me the wrong way all around because it just feels foo-foo all around.
Say Jay-Z, say God for whatever Jay-Z passed right now, and people were going ham. You can kind of tell me because even right now, everybody
understand
sucks.
That.
So it's like
I understand that. You know what I'm saying? More
like
so
the response I saw to DMX, I was like, really? This how y'all? I didn't know y'all knew DMX.
But this is another one of things where it's a multitude of things. Because one thing, like you have people who just want to be a part of the conversation. And then remember, you have people who are running businesses on their Instagram or their Instagram. A lot of them girls you think that are just Instagram models.
That's why that shit becomes. That's
why that shit got me tight when I see motherfuckers the bump box, and I'll call out them motherfuckers too. The bump box niggas. You know niggas that be promoting their big. Yeah, them motherfuckers had the nerve to post a picture of DMX walking around with their bump box and shit. I'm like, yo, fuck out of here.
I mean, I seen niggas gonna do like just like if you have a clothing line and the person that died ever wore a t-shirt, you gonna post a picture with them in a t-shirt. You know what I'm saying?
No, the fuck I'm not.
I mean, not you, but people that's trying to come, like, you know what I'm saying, like get off that shit. Yeah, like
niggas like that. I don't trust niggas like that. Niggas like that will put their hand in your pocket when you ain't looking.
To me, it all depends on what, because this is where branding comes into place. Because it all depends on what it is. Because say if it was like I
don't care what it is.
No, it does matter because
unless it was a brand that I paid DMX to fucking rock, and he was a part of my brand type shit, nigga, I'm not posting no picture of DMX wearing my shit.
I mean, that's probably the case with those people. They probably paid him to promote it. But on top of that, say if it's something that goes in line, like say if something that has to do with like helping people who like are drug addicted and stuff like that, right? That would be kind of appropriate to post. You see what I'm saying? Because of what happened, he'd be like, and it has to do. It's a good cause. You see what I'm saying? So some people, they look at it like, okay, where does our brand cross promote with this? Because we don't want to just keep posting our stuff and make it. Because Jay, remember when you sent me that Asian girl that was like the skateboarder, like the little girl, and then she had a post where she had like a broken arm or whatever. This whole thing happened.
Yeah, I know you're talking about.
But there's a post this little girl had put up. She's a professional skateboarder, and she had put it up during the whole George Floyd thing, right? And instead of addressing that, she's like, "Oh, I know there's a lot going on in the world right now, but just remember to do my skate thing." Like it was something she was promoting. I can't remember what it was, but the whole gist was like, "Listen, I know we have this whole thing with the black guy getting shot, but look at this thing that I'm selling." Like that's kind of how a lot of these people operate on the internet at this point in time. You know what I'm saying? Even people who you think are real people, that might just be a business, man. You see what I'm saying?
But that shit is not
a business, nigga. There's that's what I'm saying. If it's like a product, you gonna have. If you like you,
and people
this person. People, this person right now is about to garner a lot of attention because, for example, his streams, I'm sure, are gonna be pretty good this week.
Yes. Of course, they're gonna go up. They're gonna go up a minimum 150%. It always does.
But that's not. You know why that's not a bad thing to me though? Because if his family has a piece of his estate, I actually encourage.
Yes, nigga, we know. We're talking about morally. We're not talking about financial gain and shit like that.
Yeah. As far as
morally, that's what we're saying. It's just funny how it's like, why wouldn't you listen to the nigga's music before he dies? The nigga has good songs. Then people died and people go. I guarantee you, people is gonna play what's it called on spin just over and over slipping over and over. Like,
Slipping is gonna be his most streamed song this week. I'm probably gonna see if I can put some bets in on that between Slipping and the y'all gonna make me.
But then again, I can't cap. Like I did listen to some DMX today, but.
I mean, there's nothing wrong with it. There's nothing wrong with it. It's just funny that it's like,
wouldn't listen to it.
100%. But
to me, it depends on the reasoning.
No, I actually avidly did listen to DMX, but not like I wasn't like a huge DMX fan. I ain't gonna cap saying I was a huge DMX fan. I would listen to like his major singles. You know what I'm saying? Every now and then, when I'm in the car, you know what I'm saying, I'll play his hot singles. You feel me? You know what I'm saying? What these bitches want from me, nigga, you know what I'm saying? Like, come on.
If people at least admitted that, I wouldn't have a problem. Like, if somebody posted and was like, yo, to be honest, never really listened to DMX, never really got to understand his message.
But
since he's passed,
because of his story.
And because of his story, and I looked up some stuff today, and he seemed like something like that. But
you're talking about like people acting like they've been rocking with him forever.
Niggas just putting his songs in his story and shit.
Yeah, like they kind of just
this every day.
It's like they kind of just sliding in line like they've been there. It's like nah, B.
And not for nothing, I can only count 2, maybe 3 people tops on my finger that I know probably listen to DMX faithfully every day.
Yeah, I don't think you gotta listen to him every day to be considered a fan.
No, I know, but I'm saying like diehard fans. I don't like who probably more of a fan of his than me. I only know like 3 people, bro, that literally will bump DMX any given day. You feel me?
I'll be listening to the first album along with a few of the singles.
That's what I'm saying.
And like from the other albums,
I've seen people posting where I'm like, yo, I know for a fact if I was around you and I played one DMX song, you'd be like, man, turn this shit off, play some other shit, blah, blah. Why are you listening?
Or you wouldn't even know half of the fucking words.
Yeah, which if you don't know, you don't know it. You know what I'm saying? Like, I was chilling with somebody one time and they admitted they didn't know, they never heard College Dropout or they didn't know nothing from it. You know what I'm saying? Like, but they're this huge Kanye West fan. They wear Yeezys and shit.
That boy made that "How old is she" face.
Where, you know what I'm saying?
Not even how old is she? Where the fuck was she?
And that's what I'm saying, because clearly you gotta think, unless I'm dating girls that's fucking 10 years, 15 years younger than me, there's no girl that should be in my age range that never heard College Dropout.
Yeah,
that ass.
Like, come on,
unless
be
she's Caucasian and like she grew up listening to like.
She was black. She was a black.
Wow.
That's what I'm saying.
Like maybe no explanation for that one.
I'm pretty sure there's adopted people that have heard College Dropout. Everything you're listening has nothing to do with hearing that thing. That's what I'm saying.
Violation for that one, boy. Violation.
That's what I'm saying. So to me, it's like you got certain people. I feel like people they kind of block it out because they're like, I want to just act like I'm kind of cool with that. I don't want to actually take the time to get into it.
Where some of these people don't even have their own mind. People don't have their own way of going and looking for things that they don't have like an artistic palette of like liking things for themselves. Everybody just wants to see what's everybody talking about. I just want to be cool. You know what I'm saying? Like 5-6 years ago, you didn't see nobody talking about anime. You know what I'm saying? Now all of a sudden you see a bunch of people talking about it. It's a cool thing now.
Because that people was talking about anime 6 years ago.
Kind of stuff.
Not
like they do now. They didn't
like now. Well, now it's like
you got more people into anime because nerds was just into video games and now they need something.
Now you got you got trap dope boys watching anime now. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, facts. That's a fact.
It's completely different. So it's the same kind of thing with everything else. But just last week, you playing some DMX before people knew he was messed up in the hospital off of crack. It was just like, oh, turn this off. We gonna play some Lil Baby, play some Drake, play Pool Shiesty.
Before we leave, so let me ask you: do y'all think that is at least a kind of a positive side? That
yes and no.
You know, let me finish, bro. That people, while people, you know, haven't been, obviously there's some fakers that ain't really been bumping people like DMX before they die. Do you think it's somewhat positive, at least, that when they do and people get into it, that because like, all right, you have to kind of have a preset for this. DMX is an artist that I would say there's some value to actually listening to his lyrics, especially his earlier lyrics and his music and stuff like that. So there are certain songs that I've heard of artists where I'm like, damn, I wish people that I know would never listen to this. I wish they could have heard this song. You know what I'm saying? That wouldn't normally go listen to it. Mm-hmm. So what I'm asking is, do you think that when situations like this happen, at least it's a gateway for certain people that wouldn't normally go pay attention to this artist or this person, that now they kind of would? Like, would you say at least that's like a
that is a very good positive way of looking at it? Because I know for a fact when MF Doom passed away and we was on the podcast saying how we never really listened to MF Doom, I went back and tried to listen to that album, and I thought the shit was, you know what I'm saying, I thought some of the shit was dope, and even thought of, you know, taking some ideas, you know what I'm saying, some gain a little inspiration. So that is very true. That's a good way to look at it.
I'm gonna agree with that. Like, I'm definitely think of that as a positive, and that right there is the reason why I tell anybody who makes music, when you make music, make something that you would, you know what I'm saying, like after you're dead and gone and you're not on the earth no more, that you would want people to really see you as, you know what I'm saying, create art, any kind of art, not just music, but any kind of art, because like I know you can go back and listen to DMX, and he not only, you know what I'm saying, is he telling stories in a lot of his music, bro, it's straight art in his music, and you know what I'm saying, a lot of heartfelt stuff. So like it's kind of timeless. Like you can listen to it years from now, you know what I'm saying, not a lot of, you know what I'm saying, BS that, you know what I'm saying, that a lot of people are making today. Yeah, that come and go. You feel me? So yeah, that definitely is a positive. Like a lot of people are going and listening now. They're probably gonna become fans and just start avidly listening to his music. So, you know what I'm saying, his spirit may live on.
Right, I agree. Real quick before we leave, so this is just springing this on y'all, but each of y'all, 3 rappers right now alive, 3 that's dead. Clay, if you don't mind, you can start.
3, like my top 3?
Yeah, top 3 that you, yeah, let's call it top 3. I don't want to simplify it that much, but we could just say top 3.
I don't know, B, because my list done changed up after I started looking at a lot of niggas kind of.
Well, not even top. It could be 3. You don't got to be, you know, like, oh, but 3 that you definitely know, like, okay, for sure. This, you know.
Okay. I'm gonna say, and I'm gonna go real nigga list. Biggie, you know what I'm saying? Shout out to Brooklyn. I'm gonna say Shine. Again.
Shine's alive, right?
Yeah. Shine is alive.
So maybe you need 3 dead, 3 alive.
Oh, I need 3 dead, 3 alive? Okay, so I got 1 dead, 1 alive. I'm gonna give you 2 more dead. Gotta give you Tupac and shit. I ain't gonna lie, man. I listen to a lot of Pop Smoke, so I'm gonna have to say Pop Smoke, man. I think I'm gonna listen to Pop Smoke for a long time, even though he's not around no more. But then as far as like 2 other artists that, you know what I'm saying, that I listen to that are alive right now, I'm gonna have to give it to shit. I don't know who to give it to be honest. I don't listen to nobody on a consistent basis. I honestly been listening to a lot of dancehall, to be honest with you. So
right.
And if you want me to be honest, nigga, and this ain't top 3, but I've been bumping that Young Dolph album. That shit hard. I ain't gonna lie, that shit hard.
I'm gonna go with I'm gonna keep it mainstream, and you know what I'm saying, for alive, I'm gonna go with Drake, Cole, and Kanye. And then for dead, I mean, it's gonna be simple for me. Like, I still listen to Biggie like avidly, still listen to Pac avidly, and you know, it's crazy because I want to say DMX because it just happened, but I'm trying to skim through and see, you know what I'm saying,
I'm trying to think of other ones that are dead. Like, I can't really think of that.
You know what's crazy?
Same.
You know what's crazy? After Nipsey died, like I said, I wasn't a Nipsey fan before he died, but after he died, bro, I started listening to his music,
Nipsey,
and I realized how raw, like how good his music is. So I would go with Nipsey.
I should have said Nipsey too, because I still listen to Victory Lap whenever I think about it.
You're
right.
I'm gonna go with Nipsey, bro, because after he died, like I started listening to his music. I'm like, yo. And you know, it's a Biggie and Pac too, man. Y'all know we was what 4 years old when they died. So I started listening to their music after they died. You feel me? Yeah. So like,
facts.
So Nipsey, Biggie, and Pac. That's what I'm going with. That.
Yeah, we're okay. About you, Skrilla?
For me, alive, I would say Kodak Black, Gucci Man, Future. I would say those are my 3 for alive. For dead, I would say Tupac. DMX, and let's see. I'm trying to think of another dead rapper. That's nice. Xtentacion. Those are my 3 dead.
Yeah. I was thinking him too.
Yeah,
I think it did too. Yeah.
Those are my 3 dead. I'm just going off of what I actually listened to. You know?
Yeah, that's the.
I see somebody questioning. I see somebody questioning Sean. They like, and they said Shane. It's Sean with a Y. SHYNE.
Yeah, she got my. All right, so that's what I was gonna say too. One, Sean. Yeah, I think someone mentioned Sean. Did someone not mention Sean earlier? I feel like we mentioned Sean at some point during this thing.
Mm-hmm.
But Sean is alive, right? He's alive.
Yes.
He is.
Sean is
alive. Yeah.
That was really nice. He's a good rapper, but I feel like his shit got cut.
Yeah, his
super
situation
short
got fucked up. Yeah.
So the world didn't even get to like fully, you know. So because of that, I can't count him. But the nigga is, you know what I'm saying? But for me, bro, I think for dead. First off, I think Daniela Wright said it, if I'm not mistaken. But Prodigy, he's gonna have to be one of mine because Mobb Deep alone, hard, right? But Prodigy, especially when I was like younger, middle school and stuff, like around that time when Mobb Deep was messing with G Unit, I got deep into like listening to older Mobb Deep and Prodigy, and Prodigy's like one of the best rappers ever lived.
Even at that time, he got some nice songs.
Even at that time, he was even at that time,
like
that,
he was still that if I go to hell and you make it to heaven.
Yeah, that was one of the hard ones they had at that time. Yeah, so for me, Prodigy, now DMX and Biggie. You know, I think those 3 and because those 3 only rappers were like that I felt that died where I was like I actually listened to their music and was like, damn, bro, like, you know what I'm saying? Like that he was a spiritual real dude.
Somebody said, why are we afraid to recognize Lil Wayne? Ain't nobody afraid to recognize Lil Wayne. He's just not the same Lil Wayne.
Yeah, that's all too. Because that's another thing I was gonna say. I was more so saying kind of like right now. Yeah, Lil Wayne.
Lil Wayne in there, but it's like no.
Like I said, and then again, and to me, it's like if you had a period of time where you kind of fumbled the ball, you know what I mean? I can't.
Sorry for the wait.
You know what I'm saying? I'm not going to put you in my top. If we were sitting here talking about top 10 rappers of all time, Lil Wayne would be in my top 10.
That's the whole deal.
Lil Wayne, he'd be my top 10.
I'm talking about what I listen to on like more on the daily.
On a daily, yeah. I can't listen to too much Wayne. I got a headache.
So and for me, alive would be fucking. That's kind of a good question because there's certain people that I'd be like, I feel like right now,
who shiesty? Get it back in blood.
And that's my point. I feel like artists are interchanging so quickly, and like nobody's making timeless records anymore that it's hard to really think of someone you could be like, yeah, I listen to this person every day.
About time.
My opinion, though, I feel like time. Yeah, I feel like time. It's not so niggas not making timeless records, but the definition of what a timeless record is has kind of changed. Because
it's hard for a record to be timeless. Because think about, picture this, right? Let's say if like when you're in middle school, right, you have like one girlfriend that you rocked with in middle school, but then all of a sudden you get to high school, you're dealing with like 10, 20, 30 different girls. You're not going to remember all 30 of them girls like you remember that one girl you had in middle school. That is how the music game has changed between the 2000s and now. You had to buy a CD for $15 and sit with it. You're gonna.
I think that has much to do with the style has changed. I think that's more so just the consumption.
Not even just even the style, but I'm just saying, like, music, it was more of a personal thing. When you got the album, you listen to it, you look through the booklet. You know what I'm saying? It was more of an experience.
Like I don't think that has nothing to do with it. I think it's just the internet. Y'all ignore how much the internet has an effect on us. The internet spreads what's thing. Yeah. And people like Pooh Shiesty are making the records they're making because once you play that, everybody go get that back in blood. Everybody want to be on Demon Time. Everybody want to go get somebody back, pay back, kill a nigga, put it. You know what I'm saying? That's what everybody want to do right now. So that's why songs like that is like those they hit harder. Yeah. You know what I'm saying?
But what Clown is talking about, like for instance, right? Let's say if that kind of song was coming out and things were like how it was back in the day, it would be more in our face and it would be more of what we're listening to. We have so many options now. Like I found Moray the other day. There's a whole half of people who I stopped listening to just to listen to Moray.
That's you, my nigga. But you are not the average. Like we're talking about the people that are is like. They don't even really listen to music like how we listen to music. They just want whatever they turn on the radio. That's what songs.
Yeah, whatever's on the radio. They listen
like that's what we're talking about.
Well, yeah, there's always been people like that. But I think the main point I'm trying to get to is that there's so much out there now. It's harder to remember certain things. I think certain songs would have a much harder imprint on us if it wasn't so much other songs interrupting with it.
I think also it's just because the music game has changed. It's a lot easier for people to put music out. So there's a lot of music being put out, and it's so many different options, so it's hard to really focus on
rappers with like 20,000 followers on Twitter who got their whole own fan base that only listen
exactly. And then not only that, but then it's like you don't even see things like 106 in Park or anything like that promoting songs as heavy as they used to, where you can have a favorite song. No yeah, because you don't have to. Niggas got YouTube and shit. That's what I'm saying. There's too much music. Now you can put your own fucking music video out.
Getting on Say Cheese or World Star than
and that's what I'm saying. Now niggas is putting their own videos out. It's a lot of information. Just like I said earlier in this episode.
So much info. Count for nothing. That's true. One hit wonders count. I mean, and that's another thing too. These days, a one hit wonder, I would argue, is a little bit better off than okay, let's not use the term better off. A one-hit wonder can be more profitable these days than back like 06, 07. Because you know, like niggas like Hit Boy, you got so much niggas from that old era that you don't even hear. Like you don't even know if they got Twitter. Like so these days, you can make your little song like Lil Nas X and spend the rest of your time just being a Twitter. Yeah, like just re-performing that one song, doing stunts on this social media, and you still gonna make money. Cause bro, he made bread off that sneaker shit that just happened the other day. This nigga made bread.
Yeah, I know.
You know what I'm saying?
Like, you have people watching you.
That wasn't happening in 07, 08. That's what I'm saying. So, and then again, like you were saying, Casey, like that's kind of why people more so feel like, man, I might as well be a one hit wonder. I don't need to be
not even just a one hit wonder, a rapper in general. Cause like, what's the kid's name? YMB Namir. His whole thing started going down. This dude made a YouTube video about it. His like channel is called Hello Yasin. He be making videos about rappers. But he's basically saying how like I don't know if that's his name, but you know who I'm talking about. Though.
Yeah.
But basically, his whole thing was going down to the point where, or according to him, he says this is the market for when rappers are going down. When you start seeing them promoting a whole bunch of random stuff on the Instagram. You see what I'm saying? Because people with followers, they always having people throw stuff at them. But when they start going down and that money looking low, they're like, all right, let me take 500. Let me take this 800.
You start cash grabbing. Cash grab.
You know what I'm saying? Because you hot right now. You hot right now. And shit moves so quick that everybody's gonna throw money at you.
Well, yes. But I'm talking about how dudes get on the decline and the market for it is when they start promoting all kinds of random things. So basically,
they need to eat. They gotta eat. Yeah.
Pretty sure you go to designer's page, you probably see designer promoting all kinds of stuff.
I'll be surprised designer even still has a page. I think he has an Instagram still.
Like, I think
that nigga dropped a single like a couple weeks ago, I think. Yeah, and it was alright. I ain't gonna lie, it's alright.
I ain't even check it out. I ain't wasting time.
Like I said, that's great. Like I said, we in a time where I feel like it's like people like because you gotta think back in the day when you even had you had one album coming out. You had to go do a 106 in Park tour. You got to go to TRL. You had to go to every radio station. Your team had to go put up billboards. You had to get put on some type like nowadays they just put album dropping on album dropping Friday.
Drop the phone.
And that's what I'm saying. It's so much different nowadays.
It's about to change. It's about to change up too. Y'all boys looking at NFTs if y'all haven't yet. NFTs.
Yeah, I heard about NFTs. I haven't heard
boy. I'm jumping on NFTs ASAP. Clay, you should jump on NFTs, bro.
Niggas is telling me about the NFTs, but
I don't want to get into it
as much as I can.
Yeah.
Learn as much as you can because I'm hearing it's not as easy as niggas is making it.
It's not
seem
easy.
Like,
it's
bro.
not easy. It's not easy.
Yeah,
but it's gonna be the way to go.
Some niggas is making it seem like it's like putting out music and it's not. You feel me?
It's not.
So I want.
It's not only music.
That shit is
can
not
buy your
easy.
art with crypto, right?
I don't even fucking understand.
It's not just music, by the way. Not just music. Art in general.
Yeah.
What I know
is
in
it's
general.
some kind of thing where like if people buy your art in crypto, it's like they kind of like own a piece of it officially. And it's kind of like a stock.
Some shit like that.
Yeah, they own
value.
Exactly.
That piece of art goes up in value.
And if the art goes up the art can go up in value. But I don't want to get into because that's gonna be a long, much longer. We already
2 hours.
Yeah.
But yeah, so that we gonna call that a wrap for episode 26 because well, I don't know. We'll do a part 2 and talk about some other stuff. We'll have Skrilla back on because obviously we got a lot to talk about.
Facts. I think we made up this episode for missing Monday's episode. It's about 2 hours.
That's what it was.
But before we bounce, I got a special request. My little cousin Jada's birthday today. Shout out Jada. I know she's watching the video right now. Shout out to you,
Jada.
Happy birthday to you.
PopUp Podcast.
Shout out to you.
Birthday.
And this is episode 26. I don't know if y'all got anything else to say.
Nah, I'm good. I think
Southside didn't do it.
Southside.
What y'all talking about? Are y'all reading something?
No.
Oh no, that's what you want to say. Okay,
I think he just wanted to say Southside was innocent.
I'm sure he would appreciate you saying that. Clay, you got anything?
Man, love your people while they're here.
Facts.
That's it, really. RIP DMX.
Facts. We definitely got to end it off with an RIP DMX. And
if you know anybody at all personally that is even somewhat struggling with any kind of serious drugs,
look into it.
Them. Make sure they don't take it too far. Yeah, because people really dying out here.
And go and stream DMX's music. You don't even got to be listening to it. You can turn the volume down, but just do it to try and support his family. Yeah,
facts.
True. All right.
Episode
26. Appreciate everybody tuning in, especially if y'all tuned in for the whole 2 hours, man. Y'all are angels, man.
Facts, man. Y'all real ones. I seen we had people in here for the whole time. So
I know. Rachel tuned in 2 hours. She stayed tuning in for 2 hours. I appreciate you. I know you're watching downstairs.
We got a couple people in here. Daniela Wright.
Yeah, make sure y'all like, share, and subscribe too, and share the video, man. Like up the thing.
Yeah, everybody, Sean, everybody that's I don't know if Sean's even still here, but everybody shout out that was rocking with us.
Thank everybody for watching.
Appreciate you.
Peace out.
Yes,
sir.